Bat Force Radio.
Bat Force Radio is rated M for mature, or should that be immature?
Hey guys, Dustin Wynn.
Hey, this is Scott Snyder.
This is Paul Dini.
And you're listening to Bat Force Radio.
And you're listening to Bat Force Radio.
You're listening to Bat Force Radio.
This is Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman, and you're listening to Bat Force Radio, so stay tuned.
Man, oh man, it's been some time. It's been so freaking long since I actually recorded on the Everything Batman podcast.
You almost said Bat Fanatic.
Almost did, because it's also been a long time since we did that, but no one has to know that. Well, welcome. I'm back. We're back. We're going to start today's podcast. We got Sammy joining us. We got just to talk about just the beginning of the year, things we're planning on doing. And one of the things we're planning on doing is going to MegaCon, where Sammy and I officially met for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is like our anniversary. So like we kind of have to go every year.
Should I buy you flowers?
You know what? I'm not going to say no.
Okay.
But before we start, guys, crazy 2024. I did not plan the amount of Comic-Cons that I did, the things that happened. Extremely busy, so much things going on. But all things being said, a really good friend of mine by the name of Shea. Some of you might be following her. She is, I believe, Red Lion Reads. Yeah, Red Lion Reads over on Instagram. Amazing human being. She sent me a quote. And her quote says, Dave doesn't get post-con blues. He gets post-scooter blues. And if you guys follow me, you know damn well I love my scooters when I go to cons. And last year was the first time I saw scooters at MegaCon. So I'm fucking pumped. I can't wait.
I have never used one of those fucking things.
Dude, they're freaking awesome, dude. It's like, we're already at a con, right? We don't grow up. We're kids.
I would just eat shit immediately. There's no way.
That's what I thought at first, and out of all places, the first time I did the scooter thing, and I want to thank Sean Risley. I was over at Baltimore, and he was just like, "Yo, you got to do the scooters," and I'm like, "Nah, dude, like I'm too tall for that shit."
Right.
And
I'm top heavy.
Yeah, dude, like, yo, son, like I when I fall, it's a long fall, son. Like
you're really testing gravity there, yeah.
Yeah. There's the velocity picks up how high you are, and like some people just fall and they fall like gracefully. I'm not gonna fall gracefully. I'm gonna break something. I'm 6'7", dude. Like if my dome hits some shit, I'm fucked. So
fatality.
Yeah.
You're fucking King Kong falling over.
I'm not trying to deal with that nonsense. And you know what? God, I'm going to go down this route. Because we all learned from Luigi and the insurance companies. Her insurances are not so well. So I ain't trying to fall and then, have to pay and go bankrupt. So that's as far as I'm going with the Luigi comment.
Like, have we talked to this guy before? I think it's a pre-existing condition. I mean, something was already wrong with him. I think.
This tall ass doofus goes to Comic-Cons and rides scooters. Obviously, something's been wrong with him. Like we should cover this.
Look, this guy wears a Hawaiian shirt every Saturday. There's something up.
And he only sleeps like 2 hours and like still processes the whole Comic-Con and after parties and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
He's not doing well.
Yeah.
But guys, con season is about to start. I know this weekend we're recording January 12th. It's New Orleans Fan Expo going on right now.
Yes.
One year I would like to do that, but this year we're going to start off with MegaCon.
I got one first. I got one first. I'm doing Fan Expo Portland again. Remember last year I had the ice storm? Portland, Oregon.
What date?
Oh, it's not next weekend, but the weekend after. I think it's the 24th.
Oh, 24th, 25th?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's early.
Yeah. It's always a January
ice storm.
show.
You're right.
Yep.
Damn.
Yep. So hopefully we won't have an ice storm this time, but
knock on wood, bro. Best of luck on that.
This time I'm going, and my goal that I'm very excited about is I met Dawn McTeague at Dallas Fan Expo last year, and nice. I love her like half face sketches she does with like the hair draped over one eye, and like they're just beautiful, and it's such an original style that nobody really does. And I was so excited to see her and get one of the sketches. And she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Like, I only have a list for my like people on my email list, and so like it's already filled up for this show."
Oh,
And I was like, "Oh no!" And so she gave me her card, and I signed up. And I saw she was announced for this, and I've been like commenting on her stuff, like you're gonna open up a list. You're gonna open, yes, stay on the mailing list. So I'm very excited. I'm gonna watch for that email, and we get my my
nice.
Zatanna blank
Ooh.
from Dawn. So I'm really looking forward to that in Portland first.
Like, you know what's nuts? Like, how long did it take us to get that blank? Like, that's like the most
I
used
know.
right now. People are going nuts.
Well, I had a Birds of Prey blank that I was going to use for Z, and then you had posted the actual Bringing Down the House blank, and I was like, "Oh my god, I've got to get one of those." So
yeah, I got
I found one, I think, at Rose City or something.
yeah, shout out to Earthworld Comics. Hey Nick, shout you out. You better give me some discounts and shit. He nah,
That's not how this works. You can't have extortion deals.
No, never that. Nick over at Earthworld here in Albany, great guy. He knows I'm a huge blank guy, so anytime there's like a DC blank, he's like, "Hey, before FOC," he's like, "Hey man, you need any of these?" And I'm like, "They finally got a Zatanna 10."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Really?" And like he like LOL'd and like, "Really?" I go, "Yeah."
You shouldn't be surprised at this point,
Yeah, dude. Like, I'm on a mission, man. I got some.
You got 10 of those. Did you get 10 or 20 of those 616 poison ivies?
I ended up getting 12 because that was you buy. It was like you buy two, you get the third one free.
Nice.
So I just did 4 sets.
That's awesome. Which I love whenever you go in on all those, because then you'll hit me up and be like, "Hey, do you need one of these?"
You need
like,
one?
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
yes, I do.
like listen, you and I are on the same mission. We love getting our sketches.
I'm buying my blanks off of you, and you're buying yours off of your store. So
Yeah, I'm just helping people out, man. And at the end of the day, like we're on the same mission, man. We're trying to get some fun art, make it, and it keeps the hobby alive. But once the Zatanna came out, I was just like, about fucking time.
Yeah.
What the hell? It took so long. Now you're seeing like, I saw at New York Comic Con, Belen Ortega. She was working on a Zatanna, sick as Zatanna,
dude, with the fucking Batman
with
head
the Batman coming out of the hat.
That was so good,
dude.
Dude, and she was gonna be at Mega and she canceled. I was really sad.
One of the few people who canceled. But you know what, guys? We're gonna go through the guest list in a couple of minutes.
Yes.
Thank God there was a cancellation.
I know, man. I still can't afford everybody I want to see.
Yeah. Let's just, you know what? Let's just jump on it, guys. We're gonna share my screen because that's like a feature here on StreamYard. Shout out to StreamYard. And let's just go over to the guest list and just go through like the amount of things that we're probably not gonna get done because of this intense guest list. And all right, hold on, guys. You got to bear with me. We're going to go straight to this insaneness. It's going to be a combination of everyone on the guest list. Let's just show you how crazy this is. And on top of everything, we're 4 weeks away from this con. And the scary thing is, what every con tends to do is save.
Yeah, they're sandbagging every time.
They sandbag every single time. Then you get a bigger name. Although we got a huge name about a week ago.
Couple of them, man.
Yeah, but one, the Todd father. But we'll get there. Let's
but dude, they added Todd and Joe Quesada. Like,
yeah,
man.
So look at this. This is the first row on the guest list for all guests.
Dude, and not only Ron Howard, but Bryce Howard too. Like, the family.
Yeah. We're gonna go down. We're gonna go down this whole thing, right? So, Stranger Things, pumped, huge fan. She's growing on us, homie. Like, yo,
dude, Millie's amazing. I love that show.
I haven't met her. I'll like to meet her, but she's only there Saturday. It's gonna be tough. That's gonna be difficult just for one day. But dude, when I saw Jared's gonna be there from Supernatural, I'm like, shit. All right, I love Supernatural. I don't know. Do you watch Supernatural?
No, my wife's a fan of it, but I've never seen it.
Amazing series. Let's just scroll down a little more.
Dude, Joseph Quinn is like the most asked for guest in the comment section of any of these events. So like Millie and Joseph Quinn,
And
that's
he's
a
there
huge,
for 2 days.
yeah, that's a huge win for Stranger Things fans.
Matthew from Scream.
Dude,
I
I did a mail-in for him because he was in SLC Punk. I sent in my DVD and had him sign that last year.
nice. You got Grant. You got the Flash. He's only there Saturday, so that might be kind of nuts.
Andy Serkis,
Oh my
Alfred.
God. Yeah, that's.
I got to meet him at GalaxyCon Austin. He's really, really nice.
Yeah, I do have I have an Alfred comic book that I might want to get signed by him. I like to meet the majority of the Alfreds, because if I can't meet Batman, might as well go for the fucking number 2, Yo, all right. So I was looking at Alicia Silverstone.
Dude, that's cool.
Yeah,
One
I was
day
like,
only. Damn.
yeah, she's only there Saturday. Part of me, I might want to buy a poster, like a back row poster.
They'll charge you a premium for those bigger sizes, though.
Whatever. It's Alicia Silverstone. Come on,
Yeah, she's awesome.
Dude.
Clueless is my wife's favorite movie, so I've seen that a million times.
Oh, all right. Well, maybe you should bring her over.
Well, she came with me last year, but she's not going to come this time.
Oh, she's gonna miss Alicia Silverstone. We got Katie Siegel from Sons of Anarchy, but
fucking
way more than that. Yeah, way more than that. She's going to be there. That's sick. Like, if you guys we're gonna slowly look at this, and it's like, you got people from Harry Potter, Hook, House of Dragons, more Harry Potter.
We've been watching those movies again.
Really?
I bought us together. Like, I was like, this present's for both of us for Christmas. I bought us the box set of the Harry Potter 4K. It's like
nice.
a Black Friday sale.
I want to go see Kate. She actually went to school for art. So for those of you who follow her, she finds like things on the side of the road and like draws on them. The things she does. And one of our for those of you who don't know, I am a CGC witness. One of our clients called me. He's like, "Oh, you got to come over. Kate's drawing a Batman homage in her style." And she did like a Batman 27, Tech 27 homage in her style. And I was like, wait, what? Like, now I know. So
that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So she's really talented, and she's such a sweetheart. At Terrificon last year, she recognized me from standing in that line, obviously, because at 6'7", I'm hard to forget. And she walked by and she was like, "Hey," and slapped me on the back. And I was like, "Oh, hey, Kate." And such a sweetheart. So I'm definitely, I might try to stand in her line and try to get a little something signed. Might as well.
Yeah, that's cool.
Pretty different, unique. We got Tom Welling.
Dude, Morena, come on.
Oh my gosh, she's stunning. I met her at Boston Fan Expo 2 years ago and I had a full-blown conversation with her. And then I walked away and I was like, that happened. She's so stunning in person. Such a sweetheart as well. So many of these people are great. Tom Welling, I got to give some crap to. So we're gonna. I might have to record that conversation. We got Arrow. That's huge. A lot of WB representation at MegaCon this year.
Yeah. Dude, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's different. That's huge, to be honest. I wish I could find a kick-ass book.
It's funny. I had Brandon Routh coming to Washington SummerCon last year, and that's about a 4-hour drive from me. Oof. And I was like,
dedication.
It's really the only reason I want to go. But I was like, I can't pull this off right now. I just couldn't make it happen. And then I saw I think he's at Portland and Orlando back to back. But now I'm going to be working both of those shows. So I don't know if I'll actually get to meet him or not. But here's my second and third chance to see Superman.
There'll be a chance. He's was he at Terrificon? He was at Rhode Island. Not last year. I forgot. It was 2025. 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And he was so nice.
I've never met a Superman actor in
real
life. Yeah.
I met I gotta think about the story before I say it. But let's continue.
Yeah. There's a lot.
Look at this, guys. Yo, Harry Winkler.
Dude, Henry Winkler, not just like Happy Days, but Scream,
Yeah.
Barry. I'm surprised they're not putting his newer stuff on here.
I just want to shake his hand because, like, who doesn't
Waterboy.
like, Waterboy. That's of course, yeah. Like, I just want to shake his hand and just meet him because,
He seems like a real genuine guy.
yeah, most is roast. But again, guys, like, look, more Arrow, more Doctor Who, more Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Then you get here.
Well, Anthony Michael Hall, he was in The Dark Knight.
Yeah. Then we have, now we're hitting some Twilight in here. Like, guys, we're good. There's a match. There's going to be so much nostalgia happening at MegaCon. And just for the record, I do not work for MegaCon. I'm not hyping it up for any reason.
Yeah,
this just became one of my favorite cons. It just became one of my favorite cons.
Yes.
It's
last year that was my best con experience ever, and I had to go back this year.
That and dude, we live in the north. It gets kind of chilly. Why not go to Florida in the first couple of weeks of February, where it's a little warmer?
Fuck you, Dave. I like the cold.
No, I like the cold too, but man, I like wearing my shorts, homie.
Well, okay, yeah, but the sun sucks and I hate it.
Here we go. Dean Cain. There we go. That's who I met.
Okay, yeah. So you got Dean, you got Tyler, you got Brandon. Like, there's a lot of Superman.
Dude. A lot of Superman because it's a huge Superman year. Movies coming out. Some things happening. Yeah. So Dean Cain at Rhode Island last year. I was walking over with a client, and the client had one of those Superman books. I had all the Superman on there. It was it a Superman 1000? I forgot what it was, but it was like,
like an Action 1000.
Yeah. It was like all the variations of Superman on one cover. It happened through the DC. It was like a popular thing that was going on with some artists. And he went over, he signed it, and it was Friday at Rhode Island, and I had a Batman shirt and a Batman hat. And he was like, normally I'm very quick to like say something to a Batman fan. He's like, you're definitely bigger than I am. And I looked at him and I was like, yeah, and I'm not the guy to trash Batman around. It was like, I don't care.
With me, Soups.
Yeah. Have you not seen, BVS, homie? Like, I'll fucking.
That's what you should have said. Do you bleed? Dean Cain, do you bleed?
So he asked me, he was like, hey, do you cosplay at all? I was like, no, not yet. And he said, if you were to ever cosplay Batman, please tag me on that. And I was like, okay.
All right.
So I'm kind of working on it. We'll figure that one out. Let's see. Oh, and then we get a little bit of Lex.
Yep. More Smallville.
I have a story about Lex too, but we'll discuss that story when Lainey is on the show.
Okay.
I had to go over to this table and protect my peeps. More Doctor Who. We got Gordon in the building.
See, yeah, that's cool. You got Ben McKenzie and Marina Baccarin.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
You could get a Gotham. Well, maybe you could get a Gotham team up. At the very least, I'm sure you could get a double autograph.
Yeah. Got Gordon. I'm like, what can I have him sign? We'll find something.
Well, he was also the voice of Batman in Year One.
Yeah.
Animated.
Yeah, you're right. Huh. I'll find something. More Doctor Who.
Musical.
We got some High School Musical. That's different.
Supernat.
And that's the thing that, this is why we're these events are no longer called Comic-Cons. They're more pop culture events.
Yeah, and I think I was going to say it seems like Fan Expo does a lot more celebrity, but I'm going to say GalaxyCon even leans more celebrity than comics. But yeah, a lot of these that I've been to.
I haven't been to a GalaxyCon yet, but I know GalaxyCons are actually really, they treat their cosplayers very well. So I'm like, all right, maybe I should do one of those.
I think the Fan Expo events, it seems like they're able to get a lot of celebrities, but they're not skimping on the comic talent,
Yeah.
Versus, I think, at least the GalaxyCon that I went to in Austin, that it was a much smaller artist alley and a much bigger celebrity area. But,
makes sense. It's kind of like
that's probably what's paying them paying the admission. So
yeah, I guess people went through the doors, but this is going to be ridiculous because as long as there's no fire marshals writing
well,
people
yeah, I
up.
remember last year it was unbelievably packed on the weekend, and
Yeah.
they were saying this year's supposed to be bigger.
Yeah.
So I don't know how
And
that's
with
gonna
with
work.
these names, like think about it, we barely even went through this list yet. So imagine the amount of people trying to get through those doors.
Yeah, I'm looking at your scroller on the side there.
Yeah, I'm like maybe at 33% if I'm lucky, maybe 30%. Let's see where we're at here. Cobra Kai. Oh man, I didn't even know. Yo,
Wow.
Emily, hello, lady. I might just go over and say what's up to her because in love.
I got nothing. I haven't seen any of these shows.
I watch all Arrow. Oh man, just for her.
I haven't watched any of the like CW
Really?
shows or Netflix shows. I watched a little bit of Supergirl, but that's about it.
I've watched all of them just to like catch up. You got Katie Lotz from Legends of Tomorrow. That's huge because she was I can't think about it. I'm horrible right now. But she was like a major role there. Flash, the Karate Kid, and Cobra Kai. This dude, we all hate. I haven't seen the recent season of Cobra Kai. I don't know if we like him now, but I'm gonna go. We still hate him, right?
Well, and Clint Howard, another member of the Howard family. So
Yeah.
that's 3 so far.
Wow. Here we go. All Flash and Smallville. Holy
Yep.
crap! Kristen's
Yep.
gonna be there. No way. I didn't even know that. That's huge. John Wesley Ships. That's humongous. Get your Flash push ready.
He was the
Original
Flash
Flash.
cameo in the recent Flash movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's huge. All right. Damn. Here we go. More Smallville. Cobra Kai. Oh, Ashley. She's amazing. She actually.
She's a Star Wars.
Yeah, she's hardcore about her markers. I walked with a couple of the clients over at Boston Fan Expo, and I was talking to her and her dad, and like the client walked over to the marker, and she's like, that's a good marker, but I think I have a better one. And like she whipped out this marker, and amazing signature, and like she'll sign her signature and her role, and total sweetheart, amazing person to chat with. She gives you a bang for their buck. She's just a great human being overall, but she's very religious with her markers because she wants to make sure that you get the best signature possible.
I appreciate that personally.
100%, man. Her father's her handler, so her father's there. Another great dude. I'll say definitely for those of you, both of you, for any Star Wars fans, definitely go over there and pay her a
Well, yeah,
visit.
and if you're one of those people that was lucky to get Rosario last year,
double whammy.
You can have double Ahsoka Tano signatures here,
hands down. And yeah, that's what a lot of people do, which is nuts. And I'm like, oh man, like I don't have any Star Wars items to get signed like that to flip and pay for my stuff. Here we go. We got more Supernatural, Karate Kid, and who was he in the Karate Kid? I know in Cobra Kai he has one of the dojos.
I'm wondering who's this poor dude Seth. They didn't even give a.
Should we click on it? Let's click on it.
I'm going to his IMDb right now.
All right, I'm gonna click on it. See what's up. Nothing.
Well,
come on, MegaCon. MegaCon, okay. You guys are killing. You're killing me here.
Oh, he was on that show, The Watcher. Okay, he was in Big Sky, Salem, Fringe. Okay, he was in No, he's in one episode of Mandalorian.
Oh, so some of you might be fans. He's going to be there.
Seems like Seth. He's done a lot of TV. American Horror Story. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
So now moving forward, here's more Supernatural. Oh, dude, Matt Ryan's going to be there. Constantine. Oh man, I do have a first appearance of Constantine, but there's only one person that should be able to sign that for me, and he's not going to be there. That's not happening.
Who created Constantine?
What do you mean?
Is that like a? I was just curious. Like, is that like a Lin Wein creation or something?
Well, first appearance of Constantine is I think it's one of the it's like Saga of Swamp Thing. I want to say 37.
Mhm.
And if I was to ever get that sign, I would like to get it signed by Keanu,
I'm looking real quick.
who will also
Oh,
like to
created by,
play.
okay, created by Alan Moore, Steve Bissett,
Oh,
John
there we go.
Solomon.
Oh
So
man, yeah. So Keanu would love to play Constantine again, but WB does what WB does. But Matt Ryan's not a bad second Constantine. He actually, I enjoy his Constantine, but I also enjoy the supernatural Constantine. Is he going to be there? Let's find out. Oh, talk about supernatural. Yo, DJ, no way he's going to be there.
DJ Qualls, I knew him from Road Trip or whatever, but that
Yes.
show he did with Jim Jeffries was so fucking funny.
Dude, he's hysterical. He hasn't done anything lately though, but he's funny as hell. But Road Trip was
Legit. Is that? Yeah, Legit.
Yeah.
That's the name of the show. Dude, that show is amazing.
Yo, he is so freaking funny.
Yeah.
I gotta mic her down. I gotta make sure I go over and shake
now
a
I
hand
see
or
why they
something.
put Happy Days on Henry Winkler's and not his other films, because they got more Happy Days cast on here.
Yeah, they went heavy with the Happy Days. That's sick because now you get to have like an older crowd. This is where like, hey mom, you want to come over and meet the? Hey mom, dad, you want to come over and meet the Happy Days crowd? Pay for
Yeah,
my
right.
ticket, and we'll all go together. Oh snap!
Ella Purnell from Yellow Jackets.
That's huge. And Fallout.
Oh, Paul Walter Hauser. He was Richard Jewell, that Clint Eastwood movie. He was in I, Tonya with Margot Robbie. He's really good.
He's only there on Thursday. Thursday's a
Weird.
dead day.
That's cool.
Meet him.
That's cool.
Oh man, dude.
I like
All right.
that guy.
I gotta go through this list after the podcast and like write things down to do.
Yeah. I've
Nice.
already got every show I go to, I have a notes app with like who's going to be there, which days, and what I need to bring. And then as it gets closer and I realize I can't afford all this, I start deleting them.
Yeah, or you just keep it on there and have it on the maybe list in case someone else cancels.
Right.
So now we go through animation voices. I don't know much about animation voices. If I do, I'm gonna change my mind. But funny story. Right after New York Comic Con, under animation voices, Tom McFarlane was under animation voices.
Weird.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. Thank you, Rizzy, for showing that to me. I had to send it over to a couple of my friends over at Fanatic. I'm like, hey guys, why is he under animation voices? Like, what the hell did he do besides voice himself on his toy reviews? But let's see what we got here.
I used to always check this section to see if Kevin Conroy was appearing. And,
nice.
Sadly, never got to meet him. So that's a big bummer.
Oh, man. Damn, that's
got?
fucking sad.
Oh, we got fucking Gambit. That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. I think I have a Gambit. I think I need to get signed.
Cal Dodd. Dude, that's rad, man.
That's huge.
I legit wanted to, because I know some voice actors you can pay for a recording. And I got this song that I recorded called DC versus Marvel, and I've got a little sample from the show of like him and Sabretooth facing off or whatever. And I was like, oh man, I'd love to get Cal Dodd on there to like add to it. So
here's your chance, buddy.
I'm gonna write that on my list right now.
Yeah. Then we got Ashley again. Here we go. She's a voice actress for Star Wars, The Clone Wars. Make sure you go see her.
Funny, she gets listed twice.
Yeah.
George Newbern listed twice.
Yeah.
Ella Purnell listed twice. Weird.
Well, I guess it makes sense because in a sense, we're like, you have people who actually look for voice actors, you have people who look for celebrities, and you have people who look for like comic artists. So if you're there, if you're doing multiple things,
dude, Hank Azaria, the legend.
Yo, that Only Friday. That'd be cool for him to get a voice recording.
Absolutely. Get a million characters.
Yeah, like which character would you choose? Futurama.
Kate again.
Yeah, Kate. Oh man, that's right. She did do DuckTales.
Wait,
ooh.
Katie Seagal, is that the same one, the Married with Children?
Yes,
actor?
it's definitely her. Yep.
I had no idea she was on that show.
Oh, really?
That's funny. Yeah, I guess I didn't really know who voiced anybody on that show.
Yeah, that's I just recognized her voice when I heard it, and I was like, oh crap, Mary with the Children.
That's funny.
Let's see.
Yeah, these are a lot of the same names we've already seen. So
Yeah, that's all it is, and good for them.
I mean, it's a good lineup. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's it for now. An anime guest, guys. I don't know much about anime. I just know things are kind of popular. And here,
I mean, I recognize these series names, so that's
like
a good
One
get.
Piece and My Hero Academia. Yeah. I'm not gonna spend too much time here because
Yep, we're not the right guys for this.
we're not the guys for this. Follow whoever you follow for these things, not us. We're gonna go straight to the comic creators. And
Fuck
holy hell,
yeah! Here we go, dude. Look at that.
Jesus
top 3.
Christ, guys!
That
What the
top
hell is going here?
3.
What
Oh my
the
god.
hell, man! So all right, guys. So for starters, the Todd Father, Todd McFarlane, for him to be at MegaCon, normally you only find him at a random con throughout the year, San Diego, walking around like the boss that he is, and New York when he feels like doing whatever the hell he feels like doing. Todd does whatever he feels like doing. If you want to get books signed by
And
Todd,
he's doing 4 days.
he's all 4 days. You could get books signed by Todd, but you have to understand one thing. If you want to get things graded by Todd, he decides when he's going to do a CGC grading event.
Really?
It's not, oh, yeah, witness his signature. Now I'm going to submit it. No. He does all his CGC grading events with CGC. So if he's at the CGC booth signing books, he decides when he does that. If he wants to do that, and
So if he signs at his booth, then you can't just bring a witness?
Correct.
Interesting.
Yeah, for the most part. Unless he's changed that, but he keeps his signature at top-notch value.
I mean, that's good for people to know going into it, though.
Yeah, and he also I think that day, he signs out a bunch of free stuff. He doesn't really charge for his signature. He always has it's either a ticketed event or something that if you catch him, he'll sign it. And luckily, today's day and age, now that JSA is part of CGC, you could get your book JSA verified for a fee. I think it's $25 per signature, and you get your book graded like that. And what I've been seeing in the market, these books are still highly valuable if you decide to sell. I personally haven't sold one Tom McFarlane book because it's Tom McFarlane.
You're hoarding them.
I'm holding. Yeah, I'm not going to say why I'm holding. No, that's a horrible thing to say out loud. I don't have a lot of Tom McFarlane books that get signed. Period. I have a 423 that I got signed.
Well, and
event.
It hasn't come out yet, but you and I, along with Gramps on our other show, we reviewed Batman Year 2, so that's going to be coming out soon.
Yes.
That's the first time we've actually talked about Todd's work on Bat Fanatic podcast.
Yeah,
so that'll be cool.
Guys, definitely when that episode comes out, check it out. I do have a few of those issues.
Yeah, dude, bring your Year 2.
Yeah, I 100%. I'm bringing it over. I've actually had Todd at San Diego. He was next to the booth where I was staging my stuff, not staging it, but this booth was holding my things. And I was chatting with him, and he was like, "Hey, do you have anything you have anything to get signed?" And at that moment, I had nothing.
Oh no!
And I was like, "What a missed opportunity!" So it's
yeah,
I'm gonna just have a backpack full of Tom McFarlane things over and over again. Just
hope you run into him again.
Yeah, it's gonna happen because I'll give him the nod from 50 yards away.
That's what always happens with Mike, the Sig Slayer. He's like, "Oh yeah, I ran into so and so at the bar after the thing, and they signed all my shit for free or whatever." It's like, "Oh, I caught this guy on the elevator." He's always got these stories,
And he has all his books on him.
Yeah, he's got his fucking roller bag that he walks around with, and
I'm not there yet.
but that's how he does it, man. He's managed to get all these free signatures because he just
man on a mission
people in the wild,
But then, of course, guys, we have the man himself, Frank Miller.
Dude, and Frank was there last year, and the line was insane. So I encourage anyone to buy the VIP thing ahead of time, because even with the VIP pass that I had, it was still a wait.
Yeah, you want to make sure that you buy the VIP pass, get the Frank Miller experience, whatever it is, and focus on that on Saturday. You don't want to.
The Frank Miller experience this time has to be talked about. They've yet to announce anything special for Todd, but
is it here?
There's actually a sketch package. Yeah, you'll see it down here. So,
it's not in here.
No, weird. Okay, so
It's probably in a comic sketch art.
So he normally does a panel, and you can buy like a package that's like, priority seating at the panel plus 3 or 4 signatures plus a photo with him at the event or something like that, right? And they've got that, but then they've also got a top tier sketch package. So it's all of those things, but he's offering a full figure character sketch. It's a lot. It's
What's a lot?
It's $3,000.
Oh, fuck that noise.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But the people who want to get in on that, now's your chance to get a full figure Frank Miller. And also, Joe Quesada just added his own VIP package that also has a sketch option to get a full figure Joe Quesada.
That's dope.
And dude, if I could afford that, I honestly just read like one of his Spider-Man runs recently, and I would love to get my first Spider-Man from Joe Quesada of all people.
That would be sick, dude.
But that's also a pretty penny. It's a $2,000 package. So, those two are major. Yeah. But
that's listen, guys. There's only the first row of comic creators.
It's not even a whole row.
Yeah, we haven't even there's a blank space here. Sorry. Let's
okay, I'll shut up.
We're gonna start there. We're gonna start there with comic creators. Like, if there's no other reason for you to show up to MegaCon.
Yeah, these three alone, man.
These three alone is worth it. But let's scroll down a little bit.
Scott Snyder.
Delato.
Yeah.
Delato hasn't been in the States in 17 years, guys.
Wow.
Not one con in 17 years. Sadly, from what I'm hearing, his signature is $50 a sig.
Jeez.
Which, and it's like, this guy, man, like, Joe, why are you charging us so much? It's your fault you haven't been here.
Right. Yeah, we got to make up for lost time. Come on, I got to stack.
Damn, homie, like, Jesus. Like, now I'm like, God damn it, I really have to look at what books I want. People to go to. Delato's worked on a lot of great things. There's a Batman book that I forgot the issue, but it was the first Gotham Girl appearance that he did the variant cover. It's a Bane mask.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So I'm like, that's a huge book that no one knows about. Why no one knows about? Because you get triple signed, maybe quadruple signed at this con. You get it signed by Tom King, Mitch, and Delato.
Yeah.
Very rare book to get triple signed. But we got Scott Snyder, we got Delato, James Tynion the fourth, obviously.
Dude, I haven't got to meet Tynion in 5 years, and I would love to see him again now that I have so much of his work.
Nice. Amazing dude. Just amazing dude. He's easy to talk to. You could go up to him and have a conversation about anything. He's so well versed and talk about conspiracy theories, because I went down a conspiracy theory rabbit hole chatting with him, and I were just going back and forth. I was like, all right, man, I gotta let you go. There's a line behind me. I could talk about those rabbit holes all day. But then we get Jorge Jimenez.
Dude, Jimenez, it was one of those, like you said, when someone canceled and you're like, oh, thank God I can't afford these, And when he got added, I was like, God damn it, because I've wanted to meet him and get like a Punchline sketch, Tynion and Jimenez are the Punchline creators, right? Yeah. But like, oh God, I'm already so maxed out for this. Oh, we'll see what happens, man. But I would really like to get something from him, or even his Batman. He does such a good, like, grizzled 5 o'clock shadow Batman.
Yeah, man. It's everything he does. And then, like, you meet him. Oh, I could say some things. Comic shop talk is...
You're attracted to him. That's what you're saying?
Who isn't? Jesus Christ. The specimen of a man. He just smiles at you and is like, oh, shit, I didn't know I was gay.
Hey, you learn something every con.
Yeah, exactly. And every time Jorge Jimenez is there, I want to make sure I shake his hand and grab his butt or something. But he's just the nicest guy.
No assaulting the guests, please.
Oh, not at all. He likes it. No, just I haven't done it. I'm lying, guys. Just putting it out there. Great guy, great human being. He's normally there with his girlfriend, another sweetheart. It's hard to not smile when you see him walking around. Like, oh man, look at that specimen! Like, Jesus Christ! Like, I got to do something with myself. But
yeah, maybe I shouldn't get a photo with him if I If I
Oh,
made
I got a photo of him.
I just look bad by comparison.
I hung it up, and it's me and Shea. Shea and I took a first
Oh,
photo
cool.
with Jimenez, and I was like, "Oh, look, you guys have matching sneakers." They were in Adidas, and I was like, "Oh, at least you guys have good taste." I'm over here with my Nikes, like shit on me.
Dude,
But
let me ask you this. I just thought of this before we started recording today,
oh,
and I wanted to ask you because I've seen people who will go get a photo op with like a celebrity usually, and then they'll get their photo, and then they'll come back that afternoon or the next day, and they'll have the celebrity sign the photo of them, right? And that's an interesting way to collect that I think is kind of cool. I've never done it before, but I was thinking about it as I was like, oh yeah, who are we going to talk about today on the MegaCon episode? And I was like, man, I have so many things signed by Frank already, and I had that great experience with him last year, and I got my Marv sketch. I was like, what do I really need from Frank? And I was like, you know what? I have that awesome photo we took together. Like, what if I go to like a photo place, get that printed out, and have him sign the photo of us? Is that weird, or do you think it's a cool idea?
that's a great idea, man. It's your collection. It's what it verifies the photo actually happening in a sense, right? You can
Right,
actually
yeah.
like if you're really crazy about it, you go to the JSA and get it verified, get a sticker on there. Like
Yeah, there you go.
it is a pretty sweet idea. I was thinking about doing the same thing myself because I don't know. It's like it's my photo, it's my moment.
Yeah.
I
I
don't know,
think I might because
shit, you can sign it too. Just double sig it. And
there you go.
we were both there.
That's me right there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's me. I signed it. That's my signature. Look at it. I verified it. That's not a bad idea, man.
I think I might do that because I was so happy with everything that happened that day, and it was just like
Dream come true.
it made such a great first MegaCon experience. I'd like to just have that.
Yeah. Yeah, and you could tell them like, hey, can you put like first MegaCon on here? Like whatever. Like it just makes
Yeah,
you had a hell of a fucking first MegaCon, so why not?
it's true.
Why not?
It's true,
And then we continue.
dude.
Look at this roll right here.
Okay, I got to meet Otley last year, and he did my Zarface sketch, and it was fucking amazing. So
Great guy, so friendly.
Dude, if you guys can get an Otley piece, I highly recommend it. I have yet to meet Jock or Arthur Adams. I saw Arthur Adams briefly at Dallas last summer. But dude, these are two guys I would love to get a sketch from. And it's like, oh my God, my my wife tells me every time I'm on one of these, I just bitch about how I don't have the money to do what I'm trying to do. So I won't do that more, but I want to get so many of these great artists.
Yeah, Arthur Adams, great dude, man. He's just used to seeing me because I'm always like walking over his table to get stuff signed for other clients. He's a tall dude, right? So we give each other a nod. And Jock is just a great dude. I want a Jock sketch. I think about the sketches that Bat Force Tom have.
I know he's got Keaton and Nicholson. I was literally scrolling through his old Instagram posts yesterday just to look at them. Like, oh my God, they're so good. And you know what I would like to get signed by Jock, which is probably not in the like top 10 things that people would bring to him. He did a variant on the Cliff Chang Catwoman Lonely City run that is so good. It's like her head and the ears come up and mesh with like the skyline of Gotham.
Oh snap! I have it. Yes,
Yes.
it's behind me somewhere.
Dude, I want to bring that book because I have it and
Do
get
it.
that signed by
Yeah,
him.
hell yeah. He's actually a great guy. I'm pretty sure he's do a couple of random signings, not just comic sketch art.
Mhm.
He'll probably do a couple of random signings, which he typically does. Let's see. My Spider-Man person, so sorry over here.
I think
Brian Azzarello. Okay. Lee Bermejo, guys. Lee Bermejo.
I actually do follow Kari Andrews
Over here?
and
Oh, yeah.
yeah. He's actually got some great stuff.
We got Lee Bermejo
this
coming from fucking Italy, guys.
And dude, so Bermejo I've talked about so much since our very first or I guess, second episode of the podcast.
Yeah.
And I am a massive fan of his. I finally got my Bermejo Joker sketch last year.
Dude, I'm
And-
so jealous of that
but-
thing. It's stunning.
Well, yeah, and I didn't get to meet him because, long story, it was a canceled convention thing, and so it wound up being mailed to me. And so I'm so excited to finally meet him. And then as of today, like a couple hours before we started recording, I am confirmed on his list again. So
Oh, snap.
I'm getting a Batman to go with my Joker, dude.
Sick.
So even if I only get one sketch this whole MegaCon out of all these amazing guests,
That's the one.
I am so excited. I'm going to now have a matching Batman to go with my Joker, dude.
That's sick. I wouldn't know what I want from him, dude. He just his art is so good. Where I'm like, I don't get Batman sketches. I do everyone else.
Yeah.
But he's like someone where like, you know what? I want a Batman sketch from you, but I love his Harley.
His Harley's pretty like gnarly looking.
Yeah.
A lot
I
of
love his Harley.
It's funny because he's really good at doing the like rugged masculine characters, and then
Yeah. It looks like
when he
everyone
does
smokes
his-
cigarettes.
yeah, but then when he does his female characters, most of the time he keeps them in that vibe. He doesn't do
Yeah.
the like Frank Miller contrast of like, oh, I'm gonna draw this like, you know, sexy lady against the
Yeah.
grizzly tough guy. It's like, oh no, like if we're busted, we're all busted.
Yeah. Listen, we're all smoking fucking a pack of cigarettes a day, homie.
Yeah, you got like methed out stripper Harley in the Joker book.
I love it. So I'll see if I talk to him and see how much that costs. But
I'll tell you when we get off. But yeah,
we got Mark Brooks. Mark Brooks.
dude, Mark Brooks is awesome. I love his full color sketch covers. They're amazing.
Yeah. I saw he did someone wasted a Batgirl blank on a Catwoman sketch that he did.
That's
And
weird.
I remember like looking at it and I was amazed by the Catwoman sketch that he did colored. I was so pissed that it was on a fucking Batgirl book. I mean, that's a $40 book, and you use it to do a Catwoman on there.
Yeah.
Like this person doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. But
Last thing I want to say on that row, Azzarello and Bermejo are both there at the same time. So bring your Batman Damned books. I think they both charge a little bit more for that Batman Damned #1, but bring your Batman Damned, get them double signed. Those are just investment
yeah,
signatures.
and he's not fucking doing remarks to the Batman doll, guys. Like he's not doing that shit. So don't ask.
Oh man, I should have specified that when I added to the list. I want Batman's dick, please. Put the little cowl on the head.
Yeah, like dude, like you know what? I want I was thinking about this remark you might do. It's kind of round on this side, and then it gets really long and rounded on the tip, and then you go back down to another round little thing. And he's like, I'm not fucking drawing a dick, bro. All right, my bad. I tried.
What if you put ears on it? Come on.
Yeah. Put fucking do the bat ears.
All right, what do we got? What do we got? Oh, Cam and Coley, dude. Cam and Coley did the fucking Penguin One Bad Day that we read. I think that's our episode coming out this coming week.
Donny
And-
Cates is huge because Donny Cates is back. He's been gone for a while.
Oh, nice. I was
huge.
going to say, Cam and Coley also did the Darth Vader run with Charles Soule, who's also appearing. So another double sign opportunity there.
Man. We got some Frank Cho. Frank Cho is doing great covers. I haven't seen him in a couple of the cons. I haven't had the conversation with him in a while.
The last time I saw him was in Dallas last summer. And
Okay.
yeah, Frank Cho is a guy that I love his artwork. I hate his captions. If I ever do finally get something from him, I'll be like, can you just not write anything on it?
Yeah,
though?
no word
'Cause
bubbles, homie. Can you just draw?
Always ruin it.
Yeah. Let's see. What else we got? Clayton Crane. Yeah. That's a goal of mine eventually. I'm not sure what I want from Clayton Crane, but anytime I see him like work on something, he does like a full 5 minutes. But you have artists who do 5 minutes running. He'll do 5 minutes and stop the clock. And then when he gets back to drawing, he'll start the clock again. He's one of those. Like he's either give you a full 5 minutes of him drawing.
That's
you
funny.
could get some sick sketches from Clinton Crane. He just has a vision.
Yeah, I think his stuff's really unique, and it always like really jumps off the page the way he layers it and details it.
I like his remarks. Like you have like a Venom cover, and he'll draw like a Homer Simpson head over Venom.
Right,
And it
yeah.
fits perfectly. And it's like, wow, like how the hell do you do this, bro? What markers are you using? Yeah,
Even his signatures. Honestly, I think I may have laughed to myself a little bit when I saw his signature menu at Mega last year, because I was like, okay, you've got like 15 different signature choices and they all cost more than the other one. Like, okay, I get they're cool, but come on.
Yeah, they're nuts. But then you get them, and it's like, oh, maybe that's worth it.
I mean, they look awesome.
Yeah, it's a market for it. I think I don't know who created. I want to say it's him. He created a market for it, especially like the Infinity one.
Yeah, and the like logo signatures.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely check him out. I'm pretty sure he has some solid exclusives coming out. I think to be fully transparent, I think he was affected by the hurricanes.
Oh, really?
So he's going a little harder icons just because he has some, he lost some stuff during the hurricane that hit Florida and went over to the Carolinas.
Right.
So I think he's.
Well, yeah, I remember when that happened. I was like, oh shit! Like, is there even going to be a MegaCon this year? But
Yeah.
So
he's been. I think he had some damage and stuff that happened to his house.
Well,
so
good looking out. Then get those fancy signatures.
Yeah, go over there, help a brother out, man. He's a good guy, very, very nice, very, very approachable. I see him. It's funny because at most cons, like if we're traveling, I always see him at the airport with the family and stuff, and it's like, man, fun. I'm like, you guys again. I'm like, oh shit, Dave. I'm like, yeah, hello. But eventually I'll get. I want to figure out. I want to get. He did an exclusive. No, he did a variant cover for the Death of Alfred in the Tom King run.
Oh,
and I'm like thinking about if I could find a solid cover, I want him to draw Alfred's head over Batman on that cover. Yeah, just I don't know. This is Alfred. Just a thought. But let's see. We got Jerry Conway, legendary artist. We have Wilther, who's also working on Something's Killing the Children. So that's huge, guys. If you want to get something's Killing the Children, you have him and Tanya. So that's double signature right there. Then we go over here. Javier Fernandez, who also he did the interiors for.
He did the Two-Face book we read.
Yeah, the Two-Face book we read, and he did interiors for the Hell the Risen 3, which was the first appearance of Punchline.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so there we go. Another double signature. You got James Tynion and Javier Fernandez. You get signed there.
Cami Garcia, Criminal Sanity. She's so cool. I love talking to her.
So sweet. You got Mitch, who did all the Batman stuff with Tom.
And if you guys watch our show, Bat Fanatic, he did an incredible Rorschach for me last year at Fan Expo in Portland.
Dude. So good.
Yeah, dude, he knocks it out of the park. So his sketch prices are actually really good. I think he has two options. There's like a quick sketch, and then for $100 more, you get like a little more detailed. And when I had gotten both versions at this point, and dude, when you spend that little bit extra, it's fucking worth it.
Nice. Then we also got Patrick Gleason. Last time I spoke to him, he was in New York last year. He doesn't go on planes.
Oh yeah.
So he lives somewhere like in the Midwest. He drives everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, I relate to that. I'm going to be medicated for this flight like I was last year. So
he's a great dude. He had amazing Spider-Man covers. You asked him for a sketch, you could talk to him about it. Great pricing. I think he brings his son with him. Most of these cons. Again, overall, great dude. I spoke to him while he was doing a sketch for a friend of mine for like 15 minutes. He says he doesn't do podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
So for the 10, 12 minutes I was recording him doing the sketch, we were just chatting, right? Like talk about playing basketball and stuff because he's fairly tall. And when we were done, I was like, hey, look, just like that, you did 12 minutes of podcasting. You had no idea.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm in. He was like, let me know when you want me to podcast with you. I'm in. And I was like, cool. So great, dude.
You know, I just realized this looking at this lineup. So we've got Fernandez, we've got Mitch Gerrits. We had Giuseppe Camicoli. We've got a few of these. Did you say Tom King also is coming? So yeah, like we got a few of these from the One Bad Day run. So if you happen to have each of those issues, you can stack up those multiple signatures again.
Crush it.
Dude, Joelle Jones. I haven't seen her in like 3-4 years, man. That's, yeah.
Yeah, I saw her, I want to say about, I don't even know when the last time I saw her. And I spoke to her at San Diego 2 years ago. But that's exciting. Joelle Jones is now part of the comic sketch art team.
Yes, welcome.
So you will see her at more cons. She has better representation there, despite what happened with
Cadence.
Yeah, the guys we no longer talk about. But really happy for her. And that's exciting because I have a couple of Catwoman variant covers I want her to sign.
Ken Lashley.
Yeah.
The lead killer on IG. He's amazing. I want to get a Dark Knight Returns style from him. Like, he always does that, like, with a little tiny bit of blood spatter over it and just looks so good.
Nice. I can't go down that route. I'm trying to minimize spending at this con, but let's look at all this.
Well, I know. I'm kind of just looking at all these like, oh, man, I wish.
Yeah.
You know.
Here we got in Young Lee. We have Doug Mankey. Clayman.
Yep. And Alex Maleev.
Maleev,
crazy run. I'm going to bring my Phantasm sketch from Clayman and try to get a photo with him in that.
Yeah, he's extremely approachable. A lot of people think he's not, but he definitely is. And Young Lee, I actually have this book, but I'm trying to get it signed by him and the Red Ranger.
I saw him at GalaxyCon as well a couple years back.
Yeah, he's
and Doug Mankey is Mike's like favorite artist. He's shown me some awesome sketches he's gotten from him.
Oh, nice.
You know, it like he did the Man Who Laughs. So if you're a big Joker fan, you can go get a Joker sketch or get your book signed. You know, he's
Doug
an OG.
Mankey's, again, approachable, great guy, and he'll fucking pick you up and body slam you if he needs to. That dude is freaking jacked. That dude is jacked. He lifts. He has he's doing all this deadlifting and stuff.
Yeah, and Alex Maleev also did the Suicide Squad Black Label one with why am I blanking on his name? Azzarello.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's done some Black Label stuff.
Oh my god! It's like everywhere we come here, everywhere we go through, it's like so many people to look at.
Oh, Nakayama.
David Nakayama. God knows the amount of covers that man has been working on. It's insane. Kale New has. He was doing like these basketball covers where Venom dunking on Spider-Man and stuff and all that stuff. Yeah. Stefan Platt, huge.
Platt's amazing.
Huge Moon Knight artist. Like, wow. Love his stuff.
I've seen him at so many cons at this point, and I always walk by his table and he's got this sign that has his prices and it always says no blank covers. And so the whole time I've always been like, damn, I can't get anything from him. And it just occurred to me not that long ago when I saw the sign again that I think I was misreading it because it says like remarks are this much, no blank covers. And then below it is like the price of a head sketch. And it doesn't say that. So I think that was just a note for remarks that he'll like remark on your book, but not on your blank book. And I was like, oh, fuck. I think I could have got one from him all along.
Dude, because people bring blank covers and they ask for a remark. And because there's not much extra space, most artists make a bigger remark.
Yes.
And that's like a cheat that most people do. So it's like.
I mean, personally, I just don't get a remark. I don't get the idea of a remark over a finished, published cover. You know, people spend $500 to get Jim Lee draw a fucking character over the top of a busy full color thing that you can't even see what the fuck it is.
Yeah. It's you don't. Why do you want art over art?
Right. And so unless it really pops, like we were talking about Clayton Crane or something like that, I kind of don't get why that's a thing.
Well, unless it's open area, open space or something. But like for the most part, like a cover, most covers don't have that unless it's like a virgin cover. There's different variations on why, right. But
what I don't like is a small remark on a blank cover.
100%.
That I don't like unless you're turning it into a jam.
A jam piece, yes.
You know, like I got one last year from Dave Finch and at Rose City, and I was like, okay, I think I'm just gonna do the little one this time. And now I got this Boba Fett, and I'm trying to figure out how I can lay it out with other artists that I could get, like Jabba and Salacious Crumb and some of the other characters from like Jabba's palace, and make it into something that feels more complete. But yeah, it's tough when you get a little remark on a blank.
It's tough. I remember I asked, who did I ask? Peter Gwen. I asked him for a small remark on a blank cover because I wanted to do a jam piece. Thank you, Peter. But dude, motherfucker, I was asking for a small one. He did a whole massive like Nightwing.
Awesome.
Like a huge head of
That's
Nightwing.
great.
And I was like, all right.
I mean, personally, if like I wish that there was a like kind of a customer choice, like if you're paying for a remark price, that you can either get like a smaller thing with more detail, or for the same amount of time something that's larger and quicker.
Yes,
because sometimes I would like a bigger piece that maybe has a little bit less rendering or something.
Yeah, 100%. I was and I was like, when I saw him draw the massive Nightwing, and I was like, fuck. Then I was like, you know what? That's awesome because he's not charging me for this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, thanks, man. Like,
I think that's sweet.
Yeah, it was pretty nice. I wasn't expecting it, but it happened. Let's see what else we got.
All right, we're on P, so yeah, I guess.
It's gonna be
slowing you down here.
According to this this drag thing over here, we're only at the middle, which is crazy, guys. Jesus. This is MegaCon, and if you're not persuaded on wanting to go to MegaCon by now, I don't know what the fuck I need to tell you.
Sell your kidneys, sell your blood.
Yeah,
make it happen.
Go to the spots that we don't talk about, so you can sell other parts of your body.
So I'm excited for Charles Soule because I mentioned this on our show that he was at MegaCon last year and I didn't know who he was. And then like 2 weeks later, I was like looking into what Star Wars comics I should start reading, and I came across this Vader series everyone recommended, and I love it. And it was written by him, and I was like, fuck, he was there 2 weeks ago. We were in the same room, and I didn't know who he was. So now he's got a new Kylo Ren book coming out. He's promoting that, and I'll get a chance to stop by and say
nice. I'm pumped. Martin Simmons I have to go see. I have a couple of books for Department of Truth I'm going to get signed.
Nice, along with your Tynans.
Oh my God, so many of those. Let's see what we got here. We got Ryan Stegman. Guys, there's nothing else to say there. Like, come on. Oh God, now it's weird because now it's like special guest. Wasn't everyone special?
Well, dude, they have 3 tiers of. I don't understand how they choose who's and who, because there's still amazing names all the way through.
Yeah, this is where it gets crazy, guys. It gets crazy. It's already been crazy. So I'm going to go here. Aaron Bartling.
Yeah.
This cover that he did for The Last Ronin is one of the most popular covers that ever came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, again, sweet ass guy. He's a vet. He got into art. I met him C2E2 2021. And, shout out to Brian Murphy, who was like, oh, there's Aaron Bartling. You got to meet him. And I was like, all right, who the fuck is this guy? I don't know. And great dude. He moved to the East Coast. I think he lives in the Carolina now or whatever. He's, father, all this stuff. But amazing artist. I saw him at GraniteCon. Hung out with him for a bit. Again, amazing artist. I'm trying to figure out what I want him to draw me one day.
Yeah.
It's one of those because like I have my checklist of people I need to check off before I start going to people that I know and stuff.
Alvaro Martinez, he was in the Detective Comics run with Tynan and Eddie Barrows, like the whole stuff with Clayface and Orphan and Batwoman. That was his era. So I'm looking forward to meeting him.
More SIGs. Let's see. Oh, this is another solid one. Like, all right, so Anna doesn't get much love, man. As a cover artist, she does amazing cover work.
Yeah, she's rad.
Yeah, I might have to give her a blank. Total sweetheart, amazing artist. She'll be with Unknown Comics. Definitely go over and check her out. Then we have Anthony
Marquis.
Oh man, you gotta love him.
I got 2 pieces from him last year. I got a Shazam and a Batman. He's nicest guy. Ariel Diaz, I keep missing opportunities to get something from her. I saw your Harley that you got last time, and I was like, ah, damn it! And so I still want to get a Wonder Woman from her. I really hope that I can, either at this or Portland, because she's appearing at both.
Yeah, she's sweet. She's so nice, man, and she'll crush it real quick. She has an absolute Wonder Woman cover that came out. What's it? Issue 2 or issue 1? It was a variant. And I watched her work on it at Rhode Island, and I was, hey, what are you working on? She's like, oh, I'm just working on this Wonder Woman cover. Don't tell anyone. And then when she dropped it, I was like, holy shit, man! Like,
yeah,
I got no talent.
I remember sending that to you and going, see, or maybe you posted and I responded to it, and I was like, see, that's why I want Diana from her. Like, she nails that character.
Yeah, 100%. And then I was like, I remember I was telling myself, like, man, like, I don't have talent. My talent is being friends with the talent.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll take that. Because I got the Harley Quinn from her, and let's work on that. Let's work on getting that Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I want to.
Let's see.
Arthur Soydam, he's got some great covers.
Yeah, he's gonna be a MegaCon. That's huge. I don't think he's been at MegaCon for a while. We got Ben Tumblesmith, which is huge.
Bill McKay's got some really cool stuff. I remember seeing him at Emerald a few years back.
Okay.
I think he does like I can't remember the name now. It's like this. He's one of those guys that specializes in like female characters and draws these beautiful faces and what's the name of that run? It's like zombie something. But fuck yeah, I'm failing you.
That's all good.
Yeah, but he does cool shit.
There's enough to go here where we're not going to fail anyone. Bill Morrison.
Yeah, Bill Morrison did my Bartman last year at Mega. He was
I want
great.
to bother him for something. I'm trying to figure out like what can I get from him.
You could get your Futurama sketch and have it signed by Katie.
Wow. That is true.
Yeah.
Double whammy. Oh, Carla Cohen, guys.
Dude, Carla's amazing. She follows us on the podcast. Shout out to Carla Cohen.
Whoa, shout out to Carla Cohen. She's a total sweetheart. If she's around, Lucio Perillo, not too far.
Yeah.
She is a monster. And sorry, Lucio, I'm a huge fan of yours. But I will probably get a sketch from her before I get a sketch from you.
Oh, man, I hope you do.
She has an amazing Catwoman. She had a sketch.
And they're like the most lifelike shit. Yeah. Like, oh my God. Bermeo's got a little bit of a stylized element to his, right? But hers is like a pencil
shading
realism that's
there's so much,
almost like
man.
It's almost like an Alex Ross thing, but they're just so beautiful, like, oh man.
Alex Ross is recognizable. With her, there's the shading that she uses. Again, it makes it so real.
Yeah. And she uses like tanned paper and things like that give it sort of a different texture and vibe. I'm honestly, I kind of want to go to her table because I've seen her a number of times at this point, but I don't have a piece from her. And I kind of want to go up and be like, okay, I fucking love your style, but like, can I get like a quick sketch cover from you?
Yeah.
Like, do you do a simpler version of your style? Because like, I love it, but there's so many artists at this show. I can't, like I can't get the high end, all the high end people that I want to get.
Yeah. And then she's so talented. I saw she had a Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman art piece that she was working on. I saw it over at TorpedoCon. And I was just staring at it. And she was like, oh, do you want it? And I'm like, yeah, want it and affording it are two different things, lady.
Yeah, right.
And, I'm like, do I have the money for it? The answer is no, because I'm over here in TorpedoCon, about to go to San Diego. I can't. But again, guys, Carla Cohen, amazing artist. I think she's under, is it Scott?
Yes.
That's in the Scott Collectibles. So she'll be there. along with Lucio, and we'll get to him and stuff. But you now moving forward.
Chad Harden, by the way, Harley Quinn artist for a long time.
Used a lot of Harley Quinn things that he worked on, along with Amanda Connor and Jimmy Papalotti, where like you get to find a lot of things from him. Amazing Harley Quinn artist. I'm not sure if I want to get something from him yet, but again, we're only at maybe 60%, maybe 55% of this freaking.
I know, dude.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Now we're here. Chris
Chrissy
Campagna.
Zulo, Chris Aminga, Chrissy Zulo, Aminga, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. You got Chris Campagna, who's an amazing artist, a lot of Marvel things. I've seen him in God knows how many cons over here in the Northeast. He'll crush remarks or whatever you need from him. Chris Aminga and Chrissy Zulo, what a combo! I say this: if you can have both of them work on a piece for you,
yes,
you're winning.
They're one of those rad couples that actually will,
Work together.
like Paul Miata and Connor, like that they work on the same stuff together. I love it.
Yeah, they someone thought about a piece, and I think it was kind of like the Mary Jane and Spider-Man homage, but it was Batman and Catwoman, and they both worked on it together. And I was like, "Get the hell out of my face!" I have a Chrissy Zillow piece. Do I have one or two? I have a Poison Ivy from her. I just have a Poison Ivy from her, but I want a Janet piece. I want a piece with both of them together. I'm just not really sure when though, because I think my money's going to go to a lot more other places at this con. So, just an idea to start off with.
Yeah. Crease Lee.
Dan Parent. You got Archie. Archie's huge. Shit.
Actually, you know what'd be cool is you've got Laura Braga, who did the Betty and Veronica meet Harley and Ivy, you know?
Yeah,
so if you want to double up on your...
dude, I already know what you're saying.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying. You want to double up on your
No.
DC Archie crossover there?
I can't. That would be dope, though.
Dude, Dave Dorman does
That's
amazing shit.
He doesn't do a lot of shows.
Yeah, I don't think... No, I've never seen him in person, so this will be my first chance. But I'd love to get a Star Wars piece from him.
You Star Wars people.
You know, last year I gave in, man. Like I had to start expanding a little bit.
You did what you did.
Well, because look, I've got Sin City on the wall. I got Swamp Thing on the wall. I've got Godzilla versus Justice League. Like, come on. If we're expanding the parameters of what's DC, then it's like, fuck it, dude. If I got Watchmen on the wall, come on. They're about as DC as fucking or as fucking Spider-Man, you know? Come on. Yeah. I know technically, but geez.
I'm embracing it. I had to finish my projects before I continue doing anything else. That's it.
That's smart. I'm just I'm weak, and
no.
You like temptation,
brother. You like what you like. That's it. At the end of the day, that's what we got here.
I like you, Dave. That's what I like.
Thanks. I like you too, my friend.
Dude, Elias is amazing. I'm not 100% on the pronunciation of his last name, Chatsudis. Maybe
I don't try,
but dude, Elias
even
is
looking at this art right here, like what an awesome piece of like Vampirilla 2025. Let's go.
I got to look at his portfolio last year at Mega. I'm pretty sure it was at Mega, and just flip through it, and it was just like, oh my god, like just incredible, the most beautiful shit that you'll see, man.
I'm gonna have to stop. You have to remind me. Go there, but
yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how you do it now. I'm like, how do you even wander Artist Alley when you got to be chained to a table working? You know,
I'm not chained to anything, homie. No one tells me what to do.
All right.
I'm my own man. No, I work, and I just, as I'm working, I walk around, and then since I witness, I walk around with
Right.
fans.
There
I
you
walk
go.
around with fans, and it's like, all right, cool. So I'm a fan too, so it works out for me. Here we go. We got
I don't know a lot of names on this row.
Federico is nuts. He'll be walking around. I know he's going to be walking around. I think if everything works out, he might be staying on my Airbnb.
Nice.
Let's see what happens.
Oh, Frank Kadar, he's cool.
Ooh, wow. That's an awesome freaking Daredevil piece.
He's working on an Andy Serkis Alfred that he's bringing to the show. He's working on, I can't remember off the top of my head, but he's got he does a lot of Marvel and Star Wars, but he's actually bringing a couple of pre-done DC pieces to the show. So
Nice.
Looking forward to seeing those in person.
We got Garrett Gunn, one of the great artists. We got Magic's actually a big thing now. I had no idea who Magic was.
Me neither. And I see Lainey cosplaying it, and
yeah, she pulled up on
people,
fucking.
Like,
She pulled up at Sean Murphy's table with her magic and her sword, and I was like, "Yo, let me see the sword." And we were just capping the line, so I capped the line with the sword.
Nice.
And then like Sean just looks at me, and Sean's like, "What the hell is that?" I'm like, "Oh, it's a sword. It's her sword." And it was like, I was like, "Oh, hey, Lainey, this is Sean." It was like, she's playing. She's cosplaying. I'm like, "Who the fuck are you cosplaying?" She's like, "Magic," and I'm like, "Yeah, Magic."
With a K. All
No
right. Yeah.
fucking idea.
We don't know.
Whatever.
Freddie Williams says right here, did the Batman Turtles crossover. That was also a Tynan book. I enjoyed that series.
That was pretty solid. Was it volume 1 or 2?
1.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. That was a solid series.
Yeah.
And then over here, so Naruto, whatever the fuck you guys want to pronounce it, had a crossover recently as well with the Turtles. So that's probably the cover that he worked on. That's huge. Like everyone's crossing over with the Turtles because ninjas. Greg Horn.
Dude, Greg Horn and Greg Land are both fantastic.
Yeah. Greg Horn, he drew this. I have his Catwoman variant as Anne Hathaway Catwoman variant. He sold it to me C2E2, and I was like, "Yo, I need that." And I had his Mortal Kombat.
Oh, I'm looking at it right now.
The Mortal Kombat book or the
Catwoman book? I just looked it up.
Yeah.
Shit.
So I picked that up.
That is great.
Yeah. I didn't get it signed. I was too happy to have it, and I walked away. And I was like, "Oh shit!" Because part of me is like,
"Now's your chance, man."
But part of me is like, I want to hold it for like an Anne Hathaway signing.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah, like I want
a
Anne
great
Hathaway
looking piece.
signed it. So I'll hold it for that. Greg Land, of course, guys, like amazing artist. Again, I don't see him a lot of cons either.
Yeah, I don't know that I've seen him at a show myself. Jason Metcalf, he's cool.
Yeah.
He did a piece for me about a year ago. I've seen him at a couple shows now. I told him I like his style because it reminds me of that like Mike Turner, Mark
nice.
Silvestri, that kind of like vein. And he's like, "Oh yeah, big influences for me for sure." Like, flip through his portfolio, you'll see some cool shit.
Nice. I don't know who this Jamie Tydell is,
Tyndall,
but
yeah.
Tyndall. Here we have a Canadian version of or Captain Canada. I don't know. I'm just making it up, guys. But solid. I'm more curious about that now. I'll probably look it up later after this. Because hopefully I go to Terrific the Toronto Con or Toronto Fan Expo. There we go. Javon Jordan's going to be around, the amazing cover artist. He was up for like cover artist of the year up with Peach Momoko 2 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Joe Caroni is the guy who did my Kylo Ren that I got recently.
Oh.
I dropped it off for him, the blank cover, at Dallas last summer, and he ended up sending it to me sometime later. And we've stayed in touch a bit since then, and I would love to get more characters from him because he really puts in the time on his commissions. He doesn't do them at the shows; they're always take home. But
that's huge.
he puts in a lot of detail. Mine has background. It's like, half size figure. Like
Worth it.
there's a lot going on in his shit, and they're great likenesses too.
Here we have
Ooh, John Timms.
John Jangs, huge cover artist, and also illustrator. He normally tables on his own. I don't think he belongs to anyone.
John Timms, at least last time I met him, was Essential Sequential, and
Okay.
he's done some Harley stuff. He's done some. I had him do a Damien Robin cover for me.
Ooh.
He's got some. He's got a really recognizable style, which is cool. Like if you pick the right character for him, I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, let me have I'm horrible at Johnny's name, but he's a cover artist. I think he's Canadian as well.
It's like
He's a lot of,
Jardine or
yeah,
something.
he does a lot of local cons. He does a lot of state cons, and he's very heavily involved in Whatnot. So you get some sketches from him on Whatnot, either from like let me think, Nerdy Girl normally has him on her Whatnot, and a couple other people. So he's out there in the Whatnot world, releasing sketches and remarks and stuff. But you can't go wrong with Jonathan.
Dude, Glapian's the fucking man. He did an amazing Joker piece for me, recreated one of my favorite panels of all time from Death of the Family. Him and his wife Tara always run the table together, and yeah, dude, they're just the coolest. I think I saw them at 3 shows last year.
Nice. Yeah, he's great dude, amazing artist, a total sleeper. I hate the fact that like he's just sitting around like no one's like getting stuff signed by him. And it's like, guys, like you go to Scott Snyder's line, you go to
Respect the
Greg Capullo's
inkers,
line,
man.
you better go over to Jonathan because
Fucking right.
he crushes it, and he's
So
right
talented.
up. He's right up there with both of them. Like,
And
stop.
so original too. Like his own pieces have so much style and so much like character. He does, mixed media work that's just fucking phenomenal. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think he gets enough credit at all.
Again, great dude. So definitely go check him out. John Boy
Oh, man.
Myers.
Oh yeah, John Boy. I got that Godzilla from him last year.
I need to get a piece from him. I sat down with him. Was it a Boston Fan Expo? One of the fucking Boston thing cons, either MegaCon, whether was it a Boston Fan Expo or WickedCon. Him and I, we just sat down and just chatted about the industry and all this stuff. And great dude, man. Amazing artist. Great head on his shoulders. Grinder. But I would like to get a piece from him. I think I wanted to get a Poison Ivy from him. So I'm gonna bring. I might bring one of my Poison Ivy blank covers just for him.
I think his style would be good for that because that's a textured cover, but he has a pretty heavier inking style.
Yes.
So that would probably pop out, I think.
Yeah. That's the question. I think I asked him at Dallas Fan Expo. Was that last year? I didn't go last year. The year before that. I was like, "Hey man, if you do a cover or whatever, what do we do?" And he was like, "I like to do a Poison Ivy. Well, I have a Poison Ivy blank, but it's green background." And he was like, "Oh, I could work with that." And I'm like, "Oh, the confidence, I'm in."
Yeah.
So,
If you show them that and they're like, "Oh yeah, I got ideas,"
yeah.
That's the best reaction.
It's my favorite reaction when I go over to an artist and I ask him, like, here's the 4 books I want you to work on. You could pick which one you want to work on, but it has to be that. It has to be that. And obviously, I walk around with a Poison Ivy cover, Harley Quinn, Batgirl, now Zatanna.
Dude, so I just made a mistake.
Uh-oh.
As we were talking about some of these artists, I'm also like looking up examples of their commissions. And
Oh, boy.
oh man, I just came across a Greg Land, Nancy from Sin City, and it's so good. And I have one more Sin City blank, but like you said, yours being like a textured, print on it. The one I have is black.
Ooh.
And so I don't know who to give it to that does good work on black, but oh my God, this Nancy is so cool. I'm going to have to look and see if he's done shit on like colored covers. Cause man, I may have just found the answer.
For now, we're still like, we got like maybe like 30 or 25% to go. So
Oh my
let's
God,
see.
Keep it going.
Let's go down a little more. I'm not familiar with
I'm
anyone
striking
here.
out here. Yeah.
Yeah, but this looks great over here. You have a little kind of like Dracula and like Vampirilla. Okay, let's go down a little more. Laura Braga.
Yes. Laura's the
Oh my
best.
God. So I think I need a Harley from her. That's my last one.
Yeah. I am excited to bring my Ivy that she did for me in 2020. It was my second commissioned piece ever.
Yeah.
And I've never actually met her in person. So I'm going to bring
I
that.
don't I
just
don't
for a
even know how
photo
she
op.
became such a popular artist for me. I remember like I just followed her art and I watched her like art and I was like, oh man, this art is great. So I have a Poison Ivy, I have a Zatanna, I have a Batgirl. No, I have a Catwoman.
Mhm.
Oh snap! So I could possibly get a Batgirl from her or a Harley. And I think I should break the ice or just get the Harley from her because like Harley is the reason I started liking her and I never had a Harley piece.
Yeah. Dude, she posted one the other day that was like a mask off kind of modern Harley, just a
Yeah.
headshot that was phenomenal.
Yes.
Also, I got a real kick out of she's been posting like that her commission list is open for this.
Yeah.
So, oh, by the way, yeah, if you want to get on the list, check out her Instagram or email Chris Kriss at Comic Sketch Art, and they'll get you on the list. But the examples for her sketches actually has my Poison Ivy on it
Oh, no way.
as a reference piece. I'm like, fuck
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, she's an amazing artist, total sweetheart. She was sick at New York where she missed a day
Oh right, yeah.
and uh she was extremely apologetic, but like she finished everything she needed to get done and I picked up my Satana piece from her. And I came back in 98 and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like this woman just doesn't miss. She's great. Comic sketch art, guys. Now we're here.
Dude, we were talking about Mark Brooks earlier. I just came across this full color Poison Ivy that he did. Oh my god.
Oh yeah,
Dude.
Mark Brooks is yeah, he's if you could get on his list and you want something, he's gonna take care of you.
My God. Okay. Anyway, yes, Lucas Meyer. Lucas Meyer did an awesome
Yeah.
punchline. I just hit him up the other day. I would love to get a punchline from him at this show.
Well, here you have Lucas Meyer, you have Lucio Perillo, who we spoke about when we talked about Carla Cohen.
Yep.
And then you have Marat. Marat is known for his Do You Poo books.
Oh right. Okay. I think I've
Yeah.
heard you talk about him before.
Yeah, he does his Do You Poo books. He's a tall guy. Like he's tall, bald, cool ass dude. He normally tables with either Hot Flips or Clay McDonald. But amazing artist. He found his niche. And, you know, I think after 100 years of licensing, there's an open market for certain characters. And Do You Poo is one of them.
Oh yeah, one of those public domain.
Yeah. And he's been crushing the industry with those and with his homages to different covers and stories and movies using poo as a substitute. And it's, I never asked him for anything. And that part of me is like, you know, one of these days, once I'm done with what I really want to get done, I'm going to start, you know, going down that market. But another great guy to find if he's at his table. And if he's not at his table, let me know because I'm going to give him shit.
Well, he's there 4 days, so you'll have plenty of chances.
Yeah, if you find them. What do we got here?
Marco
Maria Wolf.
Santucci. Maria Sinapo. I love her stuff. I also really want to get a Wonder Woman from her.
Look at that Zatanna she drew there.
Yeah, dude. I met her at Rose City a couple years back, and she was very, very cool. Marissa Pope also. I met her at Mike DeBalfo. They were tabled next to each other, and I went up to Mike to get on his list, and his was full. And I'm looking, and they're like sharing a table, kind of. And I was like, "Oh man, I love this. This is so good." And he goes, "Oh really? That's her." I'm like, no shit. And so I walked over to Marissa, and I actually picked up this like old school kind of almost 66 style Catwoman, but she's got this like almost Disney quality with the facial features. It's so good. And I told her, I was like, I'm gonna bring you it because I got it on a blue Batman Catwoman cover. And so I told her I'm gonna bring her my green Poison Ivy cover and eventually have her do all my sirens. So
Oh, snap.
yeah. So I know for sure at this show I'm getting Bermeo and I'm getting Marissa Pope. Those are like my
Nice.
I'm definitely getting those.
Maria Wolf, she does a lot of variant. She's been doing a lot of variant covers in the last couple of years. Very popular with some people. I met her at C2E2. Total sweetheart. She's so funny, very animated. But she does take commissions. I think she tables on her own for now. So take advantage. I'm sound horrible. Take advantage now before anyone takes a hold of her, because she did a CGC signing last year and she did very well.
Yeah, some of these artists, man, you gotta snag them while you can.
Yeah, until it's too late. Then it's too late, and you're spending $500-$600
Yeah,
minimum.
we see how prices go up really quickly in this game. So
Yeah, and we
there's
know because we spend the money. We're working.
Exactly.
We're doing extra hours. We're trying to do whatever we can. Eating ramen, to save money just to get what we want. So definitely take advantage of it while there's no representation
while they're available.
behind
Yeah.
them. Yeah. Marian Zavala, he's one of the.
Oh God.
He's with Capture. He does a great job with airbrushing. But you could give him a family picture and he'll knock it out of the fucking park, dude.
He's amazing.
Yeah, he's great. I have a Amy Jo Johnson piece that he did for me at Rhode Island 2 years ago. And we went over to Amy and I was like, hey man, you got to come with me. I'm about to get this book signed. And he was like, really? I was like, yeah, dude. Like, no, she would think it's me. I'm not the fucking artist. Like, dude, like, you're the artist. But fast forward 2 years later, Amy Jo Johnson knows my name. So
nice.
It all starts off with one thing. And I brought over Martin, and it was great for him. And he thanked me for it. But another quiet artist out there that a lot of people don't know about. And again, he currently charges, I believe, I think it's $500 for a piece.
That's not bad for his work, man. It's really not.
Yeah, and it's hours of work, man. He's going to give you, he's going to work on a piece, 5 to 6 hours, and it's airbrushing. He's going to draw it pencil. He's going to airbrush it. He's going to color it. And
Does
all
he
that.
airbrush at the table?
Yeah.
Wow.
So you could go over to the table and watch him airbrush live. And then even after the show, when he goes back to the Airbnb or wherever, he'll continue airbrushing. And he'll be on his Facebook Live or whatnot live, airbrushing a piece. And, then later on at that con, you get it signed by that artist or that celebrity or whatever.
Holy crap. Yeah, I'm looking at a piece that he did. Says November 2023. This is an airbrushed sketch cover of Vader on a Vader's Castle blank.
He crushed it. Yeah, I remember
that. Yeah, he's got some cool shit as I look through.
So huge shout out to Marian Zavala. Great dude. We were together. Last time we were together was we hung out a little bit at New York, but we were together at TorpedoCon last year. Again, amazing artist. You go over and ask him, hey, if you're going to meet a celebrity, I know what a good idea is. A good idea is Alicia Silverstone's going to be there. If I have him draw a Batgirl,
ooh,
and then go over to Alicia Silverstone on Saturday, so he has 2 days to finish it.
I like that.
See, guys, just like that, $500 is worth it, and that's the minimum. He'll, you talk to him, he'll hook it up. Like he's a great dude. Check him out.
And the other thing I can recommend is like, if there's an artist that spends more time on their piece, or like, in my case, I bring a blank to the table. But if you're not someone who has to bring them the thing to draw on, right? Sometimes you hit these people up in advance and they might have the shit done before the show, and you just get there and you get to meet them and pick it up, and you don't have to worry about if they got too busy or if any of that shit happened. And so be proactive. We're talking about like, okay, there's 4C Comics, there's Unknown, there's all these different groups. Like, watch these pages, hit them up when these guests are announced, and like, hey, I want to set something up, and just get your shit covered. So, that even if you're at the end of that line, you've already got your piece, accounted for.
And if you could, especially as you mentioned, you want to get it done early. You want them to walk in, and if you want to get it graded,
Yep.
a piece doesn't have to get done at the con, guys. It just has to be a handoff from the artist with the witness available, knowingly that the artist gives it to you. That's the verification point where the artist says, "Hey, yeah, I drew this," and the CGC witness or the CBCS witness is there, and then you walk over to whoever and get it signed. You get it graded. So if you could get some of that piece done before the con starts, great. That saves you so much more time, because you don't want to go back and check on the artist. God forbid they go overwhelmed. God forbid anything happens. You want to make sure it gets done beforehand, or at least enough time where you could, if the artist isn't finished by the first day, the second day it's finished. But you want to make sure that you're on the list early and it's completed. But someone like Zavala, man, I've seen him do so much work, because I do work for Captured, who represents him at most cons. I've seen him do some work, and I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me, dude. Like it's like Friday morning, and you did this last night. He's like, yeah, I just went to the hotel and did this, and I'm like, good for you, man. So definitely go check him out. Another legendary creator, we have Michael Golden. He's going to be there. I've seen very few cons. Oh God, now hold on, dude. I'm scrolling up a little bit. Who's this? Mike DiCarlo in the building.
And Mike DeBalfo.
Nice. And Mike DeBalfo.
Oh, and Miko
And
Soyan.
Miko, man. I love Miko, dude. What a great dude.
So I got a Joker piece from, we mentioned Cami Garcia. She was up above.
Yeah.
So she wrote Criminal Sanity, Joker Harley, and Miko did a lot of the interiors for that, and I got an awesome sketch from him. But just yesterday, I saw that, so Metallica is my favorite band. He has a variant of Department of Truth that's based on the cover for And Justice for All. And I was like, wait,
what?
Does that mean I could get, in theory, I could get a Miko Soyan and Justice for All commission? Maybe? So,
well, yeah.
I might have to talk to him about that, because I saw a guy I thought it was very clever. He got the Virgin cover of Department of Truth, I think is 11, with his And Justice style variant. So it's got like the Lady Justice statue, right? But it's the Virgin one. And then he had Miko remark the Metallica lettering and the And Justice for All lettering. So you got the like fucked up 3-dimensional green title at the top, and then the like black and white, or like black scrawl below with the title. And I was like, that's fucking genius. But then I instantly thought, well, I need to get him to just draw the cover for me. Just like make the cover. That would be incredible. So again, maybe a pipe dream. I don't know.
Holy crap, he has some great coverage.
try.
He did like a Run DMC homage for Department of Truth. He also did a Queen album homage. He also did a Purple Rain homage.
Huh.
Wow.
Oh,
Miko,
yeah. I'm seeing
Miko
this.
be going in, man. We could be hanging out with him. We could be hanging out with him at MegaCon. We'll see what's up. That's awesome. I'm happy that Mike DiCarlo is going to be there. Mike DiCarlo hasn't been doing a lot of cons. And for most of you who don't know who Mike DiCarlo is, first off, stop fucking slacking.
Well, you got that cool piece from him.
Yeah, but he's also been working at he did the Batman 423. A lot of Death of the Family involvement. He's been around for a while. I'm happy he's doing more cons. And Rich, thank you for helping out there. What we got here? Mirka, your girl.
Oh yeah, American Dolpho, yeah. Mustafa Musa. I mean, two of my favorites right there.
That's crazy, man. We're still we're maybe 20% left to go. Nathan Zerdy, the homie.
Yep.
Zerdy, I'm gonna fucking be annoying to you. I have an idea for another Zatanna blank that might end up being a cover. Just don't fucking tell people. Got Lobos, another
Yep.
amazing cover artist. I don't get anything done by him, and I'm just the vocalizer right now. So I wanted to get a cover by him done. I was thinking like, you know what, like this guy's amazing.
Mhm.
I enjoy his art. I appreciate him, but he wanted me to buy his blank cover,
Oh. You're
and he
like, I've
wanted
already
me,
got one?
yeah, because he has like a Lobos blank, and
Uh-huh.
he was like, oh, I'm only drawing on this blank,
Oh.
and I was like, oh no, I'm good. And after that, I don't. You turned me off, homie. So
That's
that's
too
it.
bad. So like you brought him a blank and he wouldn't draw on it.
Yeah, he was like, he's like, oh, I'm only drawing on my Lobos blank.
That's too bad because I had the same kind of experience with Art Germ last year at Mega. Like he had a stacked line over and over, and I finally got there, and there was only like one or two people, and I went up there and I brought my blank, and I had cash in hand ready to go, and they're like, "Oh, sorry. Well, are you gonna buy anything off the table?" I'm like, "No, I'm not gonna buy a $20 comic. I'm gonna give you like $300."
Yeah,
And they're like, "No, sorry, we're not taking."
that's stupid.
Unless you buy something off the table. I'm like, so you
I'm
don't,
buying your fucking art, you
yeah,
dick.
it's like you don't
Sorry,
want
guys.
15 times as much money. You do
Yeah.
what? Like, okay. So
Do
I
you
just
not know how to
left.
make money? So
Yeah,
so now
yeah,
like someone like Lobos, until he changes his mind, I don't approach you. I'm sorry.
yeah.
And
That's too bad. I don't like those, like all these arbitrary rules. I'm just not a fan.
yeah, with Zerdy, all right, ladies and gentlemen, go to Zerdy's table. That dude, I don't know. If you go to my post again, guys, my Instagram is EverythingBatman219. If you
What's mine,
see,
Dave? What's mine?
I have no idea what the fuck yours is. No,
Bat Fan Addict. Come on.
Fanatic podcast.
Come on.
Bat Fanatic, check it out. Duh.
But dude,
I'm part
you're
of that.
fucking Zerdy Zatanna.
Yeah, check out my
My
Zerdy
God.
Zatanna. He did the Zatanna at San Diego Comic Con, and I asked him to do it for me. I was expecting a typical like Zerdy. Again, I love you, homie. I was expecting like a Zerdy sketch because
Like a
I already have a
cartoony
yeah.
style.
I have a Batgirl from Zerdy and a Catwoman. Catwoman, maybe a Catwoman. And then I was like, all right, cool. But when he did this Zatanna, he decided to like switch it up. He was like, oh, I feel like upgrading a little bit. And I'm like, motherfucker, are you kidding me with this? Like, I can't sell this to anyone for the rest of my goddamn life. Like, I'm going to die with this sketch. It was so stunning. He posted it on his Facebook group, and that it started this whole Zatanna thing. And then he started doing more Zatanna sketches, although mine's still the best one. Thank you. And I was like, fuck, man. Like, god damn it, Zerdy. Like, I didn't know you were capable of this. It's my favorite sketch in my collection. I have so many sketches in my collection.
Dude, it's amazing.
There's a ton that he did. He started using this like matte black paint, and great job covering the title on the blank.
Yeah.
Because Zatanna's hat went right over that and just perfectly covered. And Zerdy Zerdied it.
I think when you first showed it on our other podcast, I felt bad the way I reacted because I was like, "Oh my god, I didn't even recognize that it was him." Like it felt like
No one does, because it was like he
Well-
he upgraded the way he did art.
Well,
for
that's
my,
the thing
for my
because
piece.
his convention sketches are not his cover quality art
Yeah.
that he normally publishes, and so that's why I said that. But I hoped that it didn't come off in a negative way. Like I
Oh,
don't
not at all.
like what he does. It was just like, wow, he went so above and beyond that this
Yeah.
looks like a published piece.
Yeah, I was like, man, if you make this a cover, dude, like, and I own the cover piece, I'm pumped for the rest of my life,
Yeah.
and I'll give everyone the finger who wants to give me money for it. So, again, guys, go to Zerdy. Zerdy just does amazing work. If you go to this table in MegaCon, I'll probably be there. We'll probably host a whatnot. I got to talk to Maggie and see what's going on. I'm waiting to see if Laney's going to be there, who's a reference model for the majority of his covers. I'm pumped.
Yeah.
Zerdy, Love you, homie. For real, man. You're a great dude. Through and through. I gotta, and like that. There's a ton of cover idea that I have. I'll tell you after the show. But if he does it, I might sell that other Zatanna cover.
No, you won't.
Yeah, no. But if he does,
You
the one
crazy
that I'm,
bastard.
if he does what I'm planning on,
Okay,
but I have no idea. We'll talk
Well,
about
if he
it.
does, then you sell it to me.
Yeah. You might have to do that. So, all right, let's move forward.
Yes,
We
lots
got
of names, lots of names.
Philip Kennedy Johnson. That's huge. Holy cow, that's a fucking incredible Hulk if I've ever seen one.
Jesus, that's like a Kelly Jones Bane right there.
Yeah. Holy hell, dude. That.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I know anybody on this list.
No, I've seen this Batgirl though. There's Catwoman. I'm like, huh. I'm gonna look over here I'm gonna look at this Ratchetland more often. But let's no, Renee, what's the starter? I've seen.
Oh, okay.
Which one are you looking at?
Johnson, I just Googled, and that run of Batman and Robin, the current run from like within the last year and a half or something like that.
Okay.
That Simone Dimeo was on.
Yeah.
That's what he worked on.
Okay.
When it says Batman and Robin, it's the current run of that.
Cool. That's a sick ass Incredible Hulk though. Jesus Christ,
catch
dude.
up on that.
No head. Let's see here. We got Riccio Federici.
Rose.
Who's working on stuff? Rose.
Oh, Ryan Kincaid is rad. I like his
I want a Rose piece, but I think she's charging like $2,000.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, Rose.
Yeah, that's Joe Quesada prices.
hey, Rose, I love you. Sit. I met Rose at C2E2, I think 3 years ago. She was a sweetheart. We were all wearing masks and stuff at that time. That was like right after COVID. And I think last year, I was wearing the Snorlax onesie.
Oh, yep.
On was it Saturday? Oh, it was Sunday. We were wearing onesies with Zerdy, and I walked over her. I saw her walking in, and her and I were walking in. I walked over to the table, and I'll see you later. She's like, "Oh, see you later." And then I walked over to Zerdy's table, and they had Maggie had a Snorlax onesie for me to wear.
Yeah.
So I put on the Snorlax onesie, and I started walking around. And I walk over to Rose's best table because I had 2 books for her to sign, and she laughed so hard, said she signed those 2 books for free.
Because she sorry, I humiliated by laughing in your face.
Yeah. I was like, "Hey, Rose," and she looks up, and here I am, like a fucking Snorlax onesie, and she was like in tears. I was just like,
okay, point taken.
I was like, "Hey, my bad. You never really know what the hell I'm wearing. Like, you never really know what I'm up to. Never really know." But yeah, Ryan Kincaid, solid artist.
Yeah, beautiful.
Then now I guess crazy.
Oh, Sabine Rich, yeah, I got a Harley from her last year.
You did?
Yep. It's on the White Knight pink blank, the pink Harley blank.
Did was it good enough where like she had the pink, or was it?
Yeah, it's painted.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so like it's got I'm looking at it right now on the wall, and it's got like a purple wash that she did around the portrait.
Oh,
and then
nice.
and then it's full color. So you've got like the hair and the makeup and the colored tips of her hair and all that stuff. It's all painted in. So
that's dope.
Yeah.
Right,
I mean,
cool.
she's a colorist by trade, so like she's really good for that.
So she's a cover and she knows. Give her a Poison Ivy of mine.
I think the problem was the texture of that blank, because for whatever reason the White Knight Harleys have that kind of like almost waxy coating on it. So
yeah, she had to wait for things to dry.
Yeah, I think it took longer than usual with her watercolor, but yeah.
Okay. Then you got Sam De La Rosa, who worked on Venom.
Is that a McFarlane Venom that they've
No,
done together?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm a DC guy, bro. I have no idea.
I know. Scott Hanna, another great
Scott
inker.
Hanna's huge, dude. That's huge. Scott Hanna. Did Scott Hanna also didn't he work on which Robin?
What are you talking about?
Didn't Scott Hanna work on a Robin?
Which guy?
I'm trying to think.
Here.
No, Scott Hanna worked on a. Didn't
Scott Hanna on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think of him as a Marvel guy, but
I can't think of it right now. Was it?
Oh yeah, he worked on Robin #1. It looks like with Tim Drake.
Yes. Oh, there we go.
Okay, yeah, with Chuck Dixon. Yeah. Okay,
yeah, there we go.
You're right.
I had that in my head somewhere in that library of mine.
That's right, because last year he was appearing with Chuck Dixon, and I was going to bring my Robin book to have them both sign it, and then Dixon canceled.
Oh.
And I was like, well, I already have too many books in my bag, so I'm going to leave it behind.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. Like, this guy had worked on Robin.
Dude,
obviously,
I remember last year there were so many guests that I brought a full backpack full of shit and ended up leaving half of it at my hotel room because it was like I can't afford all of these. Like I was like, you know what? I got to take and save all this money that I would have spent on another $35 signatures or something and put that into sketches.
Makes sense. Obviously we got some Thundercats here. Not familiar with Thundercats artists, but if I scroll down here, we have another one.
Hey, there's Sora Sung. Sora Sung, man. She did that amazing Supergirl for me last year. And it's just an ink sketch. And it was one of those where she was like, dude, this is so good that we're going to scan it and we're going to make prints out of it.
Oh,
and
no way.
Like, fuck yeah. And so I hit her up the other day and said, hey, I want to bring it back to you to have it colored, because her color work is fantastic too.
Nice.
So, I'm really hoping that in addition to those other ones that I've already set up, that I can squeeze this one in there as well.
Oh, I'm sure that'd be nice. You got Stephanie Phillips as well. Dude.
Yeah, she's great as well.
Yeah, she's sweetheart. She'll kick anyone's ass. I'm scared of her.
Tim Sheridan. Am I
a Goosebumps cover illustrator? All right. I haven't watched anything Goosebumps lately.
Oh, I've met Tony Cordos at Emerald before. He's an inker, I think. And he's got a really cool Ivy that he's got, I think, prints of at his table that I really liked.
See, Tony Moy.
Yep.
Travis
Tyler Kirkham.
Baker. Tyler Kirkham, that's huge. We might be able to hang out with him.
I think I went to his table a couple times last year and missed him both times, and I was like, yeah,
he's barely there. There's always his boy like pissed off that he's not there yet.
Yeah, I brought a blank for him, but it didn't work.
Oh, he's gonna be unknown. Oh, we're good. Darren, I need your help, homie. If he's with unknown, awesome.
Well, dude, last time him and like Ariel Diaz and a couple people were just kind of like, they were on the back side, like where it kind of turns into the pavilion, like the food pavilion almost, like, because there's like the main artist alley, but then they like snaked around the back wall of it or something, and it's like, dude, there's nobody even over here. They got not a great spot, I felt.
Now we're getting into cosplayers now.
Okay, I don't know how many I'll know on the list here for featured guests.
I already know who's going to be there. I'm not really sure. I don't know anyone here.
Yeah.
But here's some cosplayers, guys, who are going to be there.
I think last time the only one who was a featured guest that I knew was Allison.
Yeah. I haven't talked to her yet. I'm not sure. Let's get back to our screen, because we covered all the artists. Yeah, we made it to the
2 hours on the dot right there.
Yeah, we made it to the bottom when we're still here.
Yes.
Yeah, so when it comes to cosplayers, I know what's her name? Tabby from New England is going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I know Liz Wonder will be walking around, as far as I know at the moment.
I imagine all the Florida girls would be there.
Yeah, you got Florida in the building. Lainey will be there, as far as I know. She hasn't verified with me yet, but she better, because we're supposed to go to Disney on Monday.
Yeah.
You have Lisa.
Oh, Mancini.
Yeah, she would be there. She's with, I forgot, she was someone else. But
Figure what Nina and Erica and
yeah,
that
that whole
gang.
Florida crew, yeah, they will definitely be there. A good amount of people that I know.
Oh, and my friend Kayla, the Caliph of Clowns, she'll be there.
Nice.
Got to meet her briefly last year. She was the one that I went to meet Danny Elfman to get the autograph for this summer at Dallas.
Nice.
Yeah, great Harley cosplayer. She's doing a different Harley every single day, I think.
Oh, sweet.
Like first 3 days, different Harleys.
She's
each
in
time.
it.
Yeah, like Margot Harleys.
So at the end of the day, guys, like, no, MegaCon's about 4 weekends away from where we're at right now. When this episode releases, it's gonna be 3 weekends. I'm gonna try to release this episode on Friday, on the 17th, when everyone's going crazy about Pokemon cards. But Sammy,
Yes.
before we get to like the end of the episode, I have some new podcast questions.
Okay,
All right, ready?
go.
All right. First one is there's no order. I'm just looking at my phone. I'm like rapping.
Okay.
What strategies do you have when it comes to looking for a show on a streaming service?
Like what new to watch?
Yeah. Like if you have no idea what to watch and you're like, oh, you know what? I'm sitting on the couch. I want to watch something. Some people have strategies. Like my strategy is, and
Okay.
like, again, I always look at the top 10. Like Netflix has a top 10.
I almost never do that. Yeah.
I look at the top 10. I was like, did I question the top 10 yet? And most of the time I watch the top 10. I watched it already. And then I'm like, all right, cool. Then it's like, oh, top 10 shows. And I don't want to watch a show right now. Like, I don't think I have a commitment for a show. Maybe I'll watch a
Right.
movie. And I'll look for movies. Then the top 10 movies. And then I'm like, all right, cool. And I'm like, oh, I'll watch a comedy. So I type in comedy. And I'm like, all right, what comedy do I want to watch? But I'm like, oh, no, I want to watch a fucking action thing. I'll watch I'll type in action. I'm a little bit all over the place, but the first thing I ever do is always look at recommendations and see what my algorithm shows me. And then I pick something. If not, I'll just sit on TikTok for the next 2 hours. Not watch anything.
I tend to favor physical media still. I have
Cool.
really spent the last couple of years building up my collection. And so what I prioritize is anything that I've purchased but haven't yet watched. So
Okay.
I'll have the spine of it sticking out like an inch on my shelf so I can see like, oh yeah, I haven't watched this one yet, right? And so my first thing that I do is I'll look at my rack and see if I'm in the mood for any of those.
Well, yeah, you do
And-
purchase a lot of physical media, so that's a whole
Right.
different ballgame.
And then if I don't, I still have a lot of the streamers on my Apple TV. But if I don't have one of those, then, I might check my watch list, something I've saved for later. But one thing that I do frequently is I will kind of let the actors lead me in a certain direction.
Okay.
Like, after watching The Substance last year, that really blew me away. I thought, I don't know if I've appreciated Demi Moore as much as I should have, and I want to watch
100%.
everything of hers that I've missed. And so then I just go to the search on Apple, I type in her name, and I watch all the trailers.
Nice.
And so then I ended up watching a whole bunch of her films, and then I wound up going down this huge rabbit hole with Nicole Kidman because she's always been
She is fucking phenomenal in so many things.
okay. So she's an actor I've always liked,
Yeah.
but I never quite appreciated until because I listen to podcasts with actors, and a good one is the Hollywood Reporter Awards Chatter. Also, Conan's show has a lot of actors on.
Yep.
But when they start talking about their career and they mention a couple movies maybe you haven't seen, then I'm like, oh, I'm going to write that down. I'm going to look that up later. And it led me on this huge Nicole Kidman binge. And listening to her speak about it, I realized she's the most misunderstood Hollywood movie star. She is a Nicolas Cage type actor. She doesn't care about the fucking money, the optics, the whatever the
She
fuck.
enjoys what she does.
She is like, that sounds cool. Let's get it made.
Yeah.
Let's fucking do it. And she's like, it drives my husband crazy because it's like, hey, I'm going to go to fucking New Zealand for the next 3 months and work on this thing. And he's like, well, we just got home from, she's like, yeah. But, I think it's cool, and she has this excitement about just trying new shit that I'm like, I don't think I registered that before, and going through her work, I was able to appreciate a lot more. So sometimes I will just follow an actor and I'll watch all their trailers and I'll go on a new journey and
add
catch all
that to my
these.
criteria. Look
Yeah,
for
it's
actor. Yeah.
it's fun because like you watch some stuff that you recognize and and then like, oh man, what have I missed in between these movies along the way? And there's always some gems out there, and they're not always like 5 stars, but if you watch a solid 3-star movie that you've never seen before, it's like awesome. I'm grateful that I was able to spend my time discovering something like that was kind of forgotten in time.
Nice. Yeah. Nicole Kidman's just a great example of that.
Yes.
I saw her Christmas last year. Oh my God, 2 years ago now. I fucking remember this shit. We were walking down Broadway, and some dude was like, "Everyone stop, we're recording." And I'm like, "What the hell is going on?" You look over, there she was.
In the street?
In the street. I have a picture of Nicole
Holy
Kidman like in the street.
shit.
So like they released this series on Netflix. I forgot what it was, but I watched it, and I was watching it in hopes that was a show that she was on.
Yeah.
And it wasn't it. And I was like, fuck, all right, cool. The next thing she releases I have to watch too.
Dude, I'm telling you, like she's kind of punk rock. She like you wouldn't think of it.
But she was like waving at everyone and being nice and saying, "Hey guys,
Yeah.
hey, can you guys please be quiet? Please, we're recording." She was very sweet, and I was like,
Right.
she controlled the crowd, and it was like a lot of people had no idea who the fuck she was, but we knew some Hollywood shit was going down in fucking New York, so everyone just stood still, and then like she was walking down in the middle of the street, like talking to this guy, and she had the camera, and when it was done, she was like, "Guys, thank you so much. You guys can walk now." And then it was like the one guy was like, "Yeah, you guys can walk now." Like, "Yeah, we know. She told us."
Funny.
Fuck up, man. Like New Yorkers. "Yeah, we know. She told us. She told us." And
fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
All right, what you got? What you got? What's next?
Something that you wish you had that your parents threw away.
My mom is kind of a
It's always mom's.
hoarder of
nostalgia. Your mom hoarded stuff. Okay.
And so what I actually hate is that I'll go over there and like every summer she's cleaned a new box of my childhood out of the attic, but then she wants me to go look at every single thing in there. So it's very rare that there's something I'm looking for that's not there.
Man, you know what? Fuck you.
I get the annual review of like, here, dig through every school paper from 1993. And then 6 months later, and now every school paper from 1994. I'm like, son of a bitch. I'm like, you saved every Valentine from every year I was in elementary school.
You know, moms are moms.
I
my
know.
mom, I remember I was 8 years old. I went to my mom's job. My parents are warehouse workers. And I went to the warehouse and I watched my mom work, and she was like packing a box or something. And I drew her like packing a box.
Mm.
And I was and I went back for Christmas. She still had it. And I was like, what the fuck? That was 30 years ago, Mom. And I was like, in my head, I was like, I'm your only child and you're my mom. Of course that meant something to you because I cared enough about drawing you. And I was like, that meant something to her. But you fucking threw away my Pokemon cards. So, Mom, you're not gonna hear this episode, but I'm definitely making it a snippet. Mom, fuck you for throwing away my fucking Pokemon cards. I love you, but fucking Charizards, Mom. We will build a house together. Next one.
Yeah.
At a casino, whether you gamble or not, what would be your game of choice?
Yeah, I'm the wrong guy for this. I've toured and played in Vegas and just kind of like fucking roam around, like waiting to kill time.
What looks fun to you, though?
You know, I was nicknamed
the non-gambler,
possibly in Vegas on that tour that I'm thinking of. I think that's when they nicknamed me the anti-fun. Because I later
there's nothing fun about gambling, so I get it.
Well, I later learned in getting this is stupid. I feel stupid talking about it, but later learning and getting an autism diagnosis that I realized all the shit that I thought was like, Yeah, no, I'm just weird. I don't like to do the things that other people like. I don't
Most
like to
people
go
don't.
outside. I don't like to party. I don't like to, I just leave me alone. It's like
Yeah.
so cons is very weird that I like to do it so much because it
Well,
is
you
very
enjoy it. It's
social and
different.
it's big,
Yeah.
but it's also like on my terms,
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I really don't like. I could give
Nothing wrong with that, which is
Yeah.
perfectly fine because that's a great answer. Thank you for not gambling.
yes.
Um,
I mean, I already gamble enough. All my
our investments,
this
investments,
Yeah.
the investments.
Sure.
That's what we tell our significant
Yeah,
others.
all those hot toys back there. That's my gambling.
What are the do's and don'ts when approaching you at a con?
When approaching me, cover your mouth. I don't. I always like meeting people from online in real life. Like I think maybe some of us would be nervous approaching the other person, and
Yeah.
I can think of an example like this dude we follow each other. His name's Josue, and I was waiting in line for Danny Elfman, and I saw him walk by, and we made eye contact, but he like kept walking, and so I like shouted
And I'm out.
yeah, well, so I like shouted his name, and he's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, hey," and I think sometimes people just feel like they need permission to approach someone they don't really know,
Yeah.
and so I don't know. I always think it's cool. I've learned after, like, I've been able as a musician to meet people that I really look up to for a long time and kind of become friends with them, and make some music together, and it's happened to me a couple of times. First with Idea from Idea and Abilities, and second time with Gift of Gab from Black Alicious, where I feel so honored to get to know them a little bit and work together, and then they died. They died young, and
shit.
I have been so much more forthcoming when it comes to making those connections with people and like taking a picture when even my friends that I've known forever, and it's not even a special occasion, but we're seeing each other.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that picture. I'm going to have that memory,
It helps, man.
and so I'm much better about doing that stuff now, because I know the sort of regret that I feel when you wish you had more time to, have
I
those
feel you on that
interactions.
100%, my friend.
Or
right
or to
there
have a
with you.
memento from that. Well, yeah, I mean, I know you've had some loss recently. I lost my dad last year.
Yeah.
My wife was just saying the other day, she's like, "What was that one picture where you took a selfie with your dad and he's making this face like, And I said, "Oh, well, the last time that I took a photo with him, I was just leaving his house one day, and I was just like, "Oh, hey, by the way, surprise!" And he's like, "What?" And so it's just him doing like, "Huh?" And that's the last picture I have with him, and he's dead. But at least I have something, because I just decided. I just decided, I'm going to do this right now.
You got to capture the moment, man.
It might be awkward, but I'm going to do it. And so I'm all about,
I'm on the same boat where, for me, like I want to capture my moments, and when I meet people, I tend to forget the picture sometimes. But like at New York Comic Con, like I met Pale Painter. Roxanne for the first time, and her and we took a lot of pictures together. I missed her one day for pictures. But
what
we took a lot of.
was she in?
I forgot what it was. I got her. No, I missed her. Was it the first day?
Because she did what? Gozer. She did Catwoman.
Yeah, she did Zatanna.
Oh, right. Dude, she's so good. Like, such a chameleon,
Again, amazing human being. But there's a picture I missed, and I forgot what it was. I think I missed just a selfie, because we were taking selfies every day. Yeah. That's the thing we agreed on, and we didn't take one day. And I was like, fuck, man. I was mad at myself. And I was like, you know what? I gotta be better at this, because as much as it sucks to take pictures all the time, like have your phone in your hand, like at the end of the day, like we live in a time period where we could take pictures and capture the moment more frequently than we ever could in society. And we could always look back, and it's a thing. And again, when you start losing people or lose connections and all that stuff, you can always look back at those pictures and like think about that moment, and that moment was a good moment.
Yeah,
so it's one of those
not
things.
To be like too dark, but that's really how I learned to appreciate that.
Yeah.
was getting older and having those experiences. And
Yeah.
that's why, like, when we're going through this list today, it's like, oh, yeah, here's an artist I have a piece from, but I
Yeah.
haven't met them. So I'm going to bring that piece
100%.
and we're going to take a photo together.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be so glad that I get to see you in person. And
Yeah.
that's, you know, and that's all I want. That's all I want.
And it's
just a little
you
interaction.
should do that, because it's also like, as a fan, you want that. And also, like, for me, I think about, like, you know, I never met Adam West.
Right.
I never met Stanley. I never met. No, I met Kevin Conroy twice, but I took for granted him being around more often.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
And again, he's one I didn't get to see as well. And I always look for him being on that list. But I think of, like, oh, well, he did the intro for our podcast, and I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah.
And I'll have that forever. And, you know, actually on the, I was talking about the DC versus Marvel song that I'm working on. You know, like, a lot of times when you bring in the DJ to scratch, you're bringing in samples and, like, oh, scratch this, scratch that, whatever. And I was like, I want someone to scratch my name at the top of the song, you know? And I was like, oh my God, I know. And so I sampled when Kevin Conroy said my name on the podcast.
Sick.
And I'm going to have the DJ scratch Batman saying my name on the DC versus Marvel song.
Sick.
And that's why I want to meet Cal Dodd, to get him to, like, oh, dude, it's going to be so good.
That was sick.
But, like, those are the type of things where it's just like, oh, man, okay, I never got to meet him, but we still had this, like, one
Yeah, you had the moment.
connection, you know?
Yeah.
We had
And that's the thing, is,
online,
like,
you know,
and for anyone listening, like, don't. Someone's age doesn't mean anything. They could be gone tomorrow.
right?
At the end of the day, you make sure that you go meet them.
Well,
as
yeah,
a
like I
fan,
said,
sucks when
idea,
people
man,
disappear.
28.
Yeah,
28.
it sucks. It sucks when you don't have a chance to meet someone.
Yeah.
Even like, not to be fucking, not like pat ourselves on the back. If you want to talk to us, you go over and fucking tap us on the shoulder and say hello. Like,
Yeah.
tomorrow's not promised. You know, like, go say what's up. Like, we're chill dudes and all that crap. I've had some people.
I'm not. I'm incredibly uptight, but I still want to meet you.
I've had some people who were, like, nervous to meet me, and I'm like, I might be intimidating, guys. I'm a happy-go-lucky 6'7" ass mofo. If someone wants to meet me, cool. Like, oh shit, thanks. Like, you're wasting your time to talk to me? Fuck yeah, I'm gonna fucking talk to you and give you, you know, hey, come follow me. Let's talk to this person. Like, I'll create an adventure. I'll be your fucking, you know, whatever. But, like, don't hesitate to meet people that you want to meet, because I don't know. I wish I would have talked to Kevin Conroy a little more.
Yeah.
You know, and it hurts.
So
But
let me
that's
throw
what
out
it
an
is.
example here, because last night, I'm telling my wife this because this is so dorky. And I was like, I think I just made a new friend. I feel like I was just out on recess and I saw, you know, this kid's got a Spider-Man shirt. I'm like, oh, hey, I like your Spider-Man shirt. You know, it was one of those things that felt so dumb, but it was so good. I'm looking up his account now, but I saw someone reposted this. Okay. On Instagram, he's the.spidey.collector. Name's Edwin. I saw someone post this Hot Toys photo of all 3 Spider-Mans from No Way Home.
Ooh.
And I was like, oh, that's rad. And I went to his page and I reposted it. And here's another thing I do. When I repost people's stuff, I always tag them in the mentions. Yeah. And a lot of times I'll hide it. But that's just so they know I appreciated your stuff.
Yeah.
And if they want to repost it wherever they can, but, like, it's just so they know that I'm doing it, because a share won't notify you.
That's the right way to do it.
Right. So I do that all the time. And so then this guy responded, and instantly, like, I'm just sitting there watching Dark Knight Rises, you know, mind my business. But then I get this notification. Oh, this guy responded. Oh, then he followed me back. Oh, then we start talking about Hot Toys. Oh, then we start talking about comics, and we start talking about, you know, and we're showing each other photos of our Detolf cases, and, like, I'm like, oh, you should try these backgrounds and whatever. And just randomly, I'm like, wow, I feel like I already
made a best friend.
I just made a new friend.
Yeah.
And I like that stuff, because in real life, I feel so uncomfortable in a lot of situations that, like I said, I don't really fit in. I don't really belong in a lot of these social situations. But in this fan community, this is all shit that we have in common. So we
We're
all
all
have this
nerds, man.
immediate primer,
Yeah.
that is so cool. And so, yeah, like just less than 24 hours ago, I had that weird interaction. And then it led to like a 30-minute text conversation on Instagram. And it's like, all right, cool. Well, hey,
We're
if you ever
fucking
go to a
high
con,
fiving when we see each
I'll
other.
see you
homie.
around.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the
And
beauty of it.
that's how I got started with you or anybody else. So, and now here we are doing God knows
Podcast,
how many hours of these.
Podcast, yeah.
Yeah.
And now we're fucking best friends. The next question is it's a layered question. So
Okay.
do you listen to podcasts? Duh. Which podcast is your favorite and what speed do you listen to a podcast?
Okay. This is a layered question.
I say
And-
speed because like when I'm like
it's a good question.
I try to crush as much podcast as I can, but I don't want the podcast to be too fast. So I listen to my podcast, and again, I know you have like this thing about listening to us podcasts that are certain speed, and I listen to podcasts that are 1.2, where it's not
Okay.
too fast,
Right.
right? Because I don't want the no, I want to like
Yes.
capture everything. So I put a 1.2, so like that at least I save about 20% of my day.
Okay.
And I can listen to 20% more podcasts because I listen to a lot of podcasts. For me personally, I listen to Joe Rogan, Jocko Willink, The Past Weekend with Theo Vaughn, Bill Burr, Things You Should Know. I could go. I listen to like 10 different podcasts. So because I listen to so many podcasts, I want to listen a little faster so I catch up. So
Okay,
again,
so 1.2 I think is respectable.
yeah.
I never speed up anything ever.
Okay.
I am a habitual skipper when it comes to ad breaks. Fuck your commercials.
Fucking ads suck. I do the same thing. I'm like pop, 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 pop.
Yep, I got the 30-second skip, on mine, but that's
I got the 15-second, so that's what I would do. That's right.
See, I have a 30-second forward, 15-second back.
Okay.
I found that better, so I can skip more, and then if I barely miss it,
I might
then I can
change
go
my
back
shit then.
just
All
a
right,
little
cool.
bit. Yeah. You know why? It's because Conan started adding more and more ads, so the breaks get longer. I was thinking the other day, I was like, man, I wonder if I should make it a 60-second skip forward and a 15-second skip back. But anyway, I listen to everything the way that it was intended.
Okay.
And I think that's just how it's my background in production. I listen to albums. I don't listen to playlists. I've never put anything on shuffle in my life. Every autoplay is off. I choose what I listen to, right?
Nice.
And that's part of why I edit so heavily the Bat Fanatic podcast. There may be 1,000 cuts per episode. I spend, 8 to 10 hours now per episode cutting out all the little shit so that the pacing is great on its own and you shouldn't have to do that. So that's my intention with the editing, but it's so labor intensive. I understand why other people don't do it. But when I listen to other people's shows, or I'm sure when I watch this back, when I'm about to go to MegaCon, I'm going to be like, oh, man, there's all those little ums and all the shit that I say that I don't like to hear. I want to cut it out.
Then I'm going to leave it on here. I'm like, fuck it. I'm
well,
raw, homie.
You can't really do it on video the way I do it. It's so fine-tuned.
It ends up being a little
So I get
tedious.
that. But to answer your other question, the shows that I most listen to, Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, I think is my favorite show, hands down, because with his co-hosts, which I hope they're all doing okay, because I know that they're all living in the immediate fire zone in LA. I know everyone's safe, but I'm pretty sure that Sonam Movsesian lost her home. No one quite knows yet about Conan, if he has or not, but they were all like right in the zone of that fire in
most
LA.
of them are, sadly.
So that aside, I love that show because of their intros and outros. They always have these 10-minute segments where they're fucking with each other, just roasting each other. Like if you listen to me and Ben Polanski on the older seasons of Bat Fanatic, we're just fucking ripping each other apart the whole time.
As you should.
And that's the kind of humor that I really like. And so I listen to every single episode of that show, regardless of what guest is on, which
Nice.
you don't normally do on an interview show. You listen to the ones you like, you recognize.
Of course.
But that show is so funny every time that I always listen. But also, the Thinking Atheist podcast with Seth Andrews is fantastic. He'll have teachers and scientists and other podcasters and all different types of people, whether religious or non-religious, and they have these amazing discussions on that show. I always find I learn so much from the Thinking Atheist. Also, I really like, as I mentioned, Awards Chatter from The Hollywood Reporter. I love Batman the Animated Series Show podcast with Clay McCormick and Sean Murphy.
That's always fun.
I listened to every single episode until they got to Batman Beyond, which I'm not that familiar with.
I caught up with those. I think I covered a good amount of those. I think I'm a little bit behind.
I listened to some of them, but, And then if you're a fan of punk rock, the Talking Records podcast is really good, where they will choose a different classic punk album and do a whole hour on it, song by song. And I actually got to be a guest on it once because I had listened to so many. They invited me to be on it, which was really fun.
Nice.
We talked about Rise Against. And then there's another good show called Chris DeMakes, a podcast. And Chris DeMakes is the singer of Less Than Jake. And he will bring on a writer from a well-known band, and he'll talk to them about their hit song. And
sweet.
So all kinds of famous bands come on this show, and he always talks about who wrote the song and the origin of it, and then they'll go through second by second the entire song and how it was written, and it's very cool. So I'd say those are probably my favorite shows that I most regularly listen to.
Nice.
And of course, Bat Fanatic podcast, we do those deep dives on
Yes,
comics and movies. And for a long time, I ran the Take 92 podcast, which is interviews with rappers and punk rockers.
You still do that podcast, right?
No, I stopped a couple years ago, and I do the annual best albums of the year recap.
Okay, all right. Because I remember seeing that you posted one, and I was like, oh crap, wait a minute.
Yeah. So first of every year, I'll do my best albums of the year, and this one I separated it. So I have an episode that's best rap albums and an episode that's best rock, punk, metal, whatever. But yeah, for a long time.
Go listen to those episodes for his best albums. I was going to ask him now, but no. Go watch. go listen to the episode.
Yeah, I mean it's wild. It'll go everything from Jack White to Wu-Tang, and Slayer, and it's all over the place. But
that's awesome.
The only reason I still do it is because I always have people asking me, "Hey, you're gonna do one this year?" Because it's I always learn of a new album by listening to that show. So,
That's awesome, dude. All right, so that's a great list of podcasts. For me, I felt bad. I wanted to do the end of the year podcast. It was difficult because end of the year got nuts.
Yeah.
And I always get a request to do the end of the year podcast, and whatever. I'll probably do a mid-year or whatever. But yeah, those are the new questions I had. Thank you for answering those. Before we head out, because obviously we're about to hit the 2 hour and 30-minute mark because we've been going in. There's so many guest guys at MegaCon.
My ass hurts in this chair, okay? Secret Lab can only do so much for me.
Yeah, fucking butt cheeks, homie. This chair, it's time to get a new one. Before we head out, any other messages or anything you want for our listeners to listen to or whatever? Or whatever.
Not really, man. I just, again, I encourage people to, put yourself out there and try to make the most of these events when you're seeing these people from across the country that you might never see in real life normally. And, I think this fan community has really given me, I don't know, it's given me a lot. I'll put it that way, because I've been a musician my entire life. Actually, as of this year, I've been performing on stage for 30 years. And it's been such a gift and a curse of you get to work with so many of your favorites and these legends, and then, you put out a record and it doesn't sell, or it doesn't get the thing, the plays or whatever. And I've had this weird relationship where it's such highs, but then still I'm at the same level, no matter what shows and tours I do, no matter, what. And so I've always felt that's who I am. That's my calling, but I'm also trapped And so for a long time, I'd feel depressed when it came time to put out some new music that I'm really excited about, because then I'm like, oh God, now all the old insecurity comes back of like, well, no one's even going to hear this. Who fucking cares? All this shit. Right. And in this community, I love it because we're not the creators. You know, maybe we have our podcasts or our you know, channels or whatever, but like, you know, we're all in the fan community, and I find that I don't measure myself against other people in that same way. So regardless of how anyone else treats me, I still feel more at home here because I'm not in competition with you or with anyone listening.
Yeah, we're not competing. It's more like
we're all just trying to.
This is 100% enjoyable, and we're hoping that we're hoping that other people enjoy the same content.
Right. And so I don't get caught up in how many people listen to the podcast as I do about like, oh, I put out a new music video and like, oh man, I used to get 1,000 on the first day. Now I got 50. What's this? You know, like, and so those things haven't followed me over here into this stuff. And I just find it so much more fun,
a little refreshing.
Yeah. And it's always exciting. It's never boring. Like, I'm one day I'll be like, oh man, going down the Hot Toys rabbit hole of the ones that I still haven't gotten. I need that Lucius Fox. I need that. I need that Oz Cobb, you know. And then the next day it's like, oh God, but I got this con coming up and there's so many great artists. And so I'm going through my blanks and I'm looking at, you know, trying to find the best character for the best artist and what I can afford and all this stuff, you know. And then the next week it's like, oh, there's a new absolute version of something coming out, and then I'm back to books. And so like there's
you keep showing your toes, man. Keep showing your toes.
No shortage of things to be excited about over here, and you know, to keep me broke for sure. But I just have such a good time. It sort of feels like I can't do this necessarily on my personal social media pages, but this community and like my Batman page feels like when you're a little kid and it's December 26th and you get to see your friends again.
Look what I got.
And you get to show each other and be excited for each other. And like, oh, look, I got the new Wolverine figure. Oh my God, I got the new Green Ranger, you know, and then you're like fucking like
awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and you guys share, dude. You have the reciprocity of that energy. That's what I feel like this community is every day is December 26th.
Dude, I 100% do. I feel that all the goddamn time. Even today, I drove down. Shout out to AA Comics, Aaron. What's up, buddy? I drove down. I got a book slab for Nick over at Earthworld Comics, and he sold it to one of my followers, and I shared the post from Nick, Earthworld Comics, and one of my followers was like, "Oh my God, I'm messaging him." I go ahead, and I delivered it to him today, and he got it for like way under market value, and he was like, "Man, I love this community."
Yeah,
and he goes, you know, Nick reached out when he messaged Nick was like, "Are you a friend of Dave's?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm a friend of Dave's." And he's like, "All right, cool. If you're a friend of Dave's, all right, cool. I'll hook you up." And Nick was like, "Hey, you know Aaron?" And I was like, "Yeah, I know Aaron. Like, you know, Aaron and I go way back." And Aaron was like, "You know, I get nervous."
Right.
I get nervous because it's like he's like, "Your name's attached to this," and it's like, if I mess up, he goes, "You have a higher following and a bigger voice than I do." And he goes, "If I mess up, like I'm exiled." And I'm like,
"No,
you're thinking about that?" Like, dude, I'm over here like, I'm gonna get this book to you because I ain't holding other people's shit.
Yeah.
So like, I went over to his house and I dropped it off, and I was like, there's a sense of community.
Yes.
That the majority of the American public doesn't know about.
Yeah,
like I feel like the sense of community has been lost in our society, but you could find sense of community in different waves or different fandoms or different things. Like, I'm sure there's like gun communities and all this stuff and blah blah. But like in the comic community, if you're like into comic books and getting sketches, like we have our fan things that we follow on Facebook that we all like chat with each other with and find different sources of information. But beyond all that, there's like a community that people really don't know about, where we actually communicate with each other via text or, like calling each other. And it's like, hey, man, I'm getting this sketch. You think you can pick it up for me and whatever? All right, cool.
Right.
Hey, I'm getting this done. Can you help me with this? Hey, man, I can't make it. I'll give you $20 or whatever you do this for me. Huge sense of community.
Even you just thinking about the other person. Like,
Yeah.
I remember the day after Tim Sale died, I was at Washington SummerCon and I found 2 signed prints and they hadn't marked them up. They was like old friends of Tim's. He decided I'm just still going to sell them for $30. And I was like, no shit. And I knew the Bat Force Times had talked about being a massive Tim Sale fan. And I was like, okay. And I said, I'm not going to resell this. I'd like to buy one for me and I'd like to buy the other one for my friend. And he's like, yeah, great. And so nothing, I don't even know Times that well. I was just like, this seems like a find that I'm not going to come across again, given the circumstances. And I'm going to have one. I'm going to send one to him. And, same thing with like, I mentioned waiting in line for Danny Elfman in Dallas last summer. I just knew that this girl Kayla is obsessed with Danny Elfman. And I was like, well, I'm going to be there. And she, like if you see someone post like, oh man, I'm so bummed I can't meet so-and-so at a con that you're already going to.
Yeah.
Like it only costs me like, I don't know, 45 minutes or something like that. Whatever.
Especially if you're going to be online. If you're going to be online already, it's like, hey man, I could get this for you, but like,
Well, and also like for me, it was like, well, I also am a fan of Danny Elfman, and so is it worth it? No matter how long that line is, that like I'll pick up something for you, and I'll also get to meet him. Great. Who cares? And so I like those type of things where you've done this for me before as well. It's like, oh, hey, I'm going to meet so-and-so this weekend. You got any books that you need, whatever. And it's like, actually. And so I try to do those things as well. And
it's all like passing it forward or like, And at the end of the day, guys, like, find your community, find your group. It's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not. And also don't take advantage of people because sometimes like, some people are really nice and can't say no. And don't take advantage of them. They're really good people. Don't make them the villain of their origin. Don't create an origin story for these people because what ends up happening, some people take advantage of these really kind human beings in the community and then they become something they're not. Don't do that. Before we step out and call it an episode, the first episode of 2025 of the Everything Batman podcast in a while. It's gonna be a lot more. I promise you guys. Trust me, because I got a lot of things lined up, and I'm in a better headspace and time management to get more episodes in.
Well, last year, not only did you do all those cons, but then you joined our show too, and so it's like, oh man, double duty.
Yeah, I've been in it, and I'll be in all of it. Bat Force is gonna start doing more episodes. I spoke to a couple of members.
Nice.
Bat Fanatic and I, obviously, Sammy Warmhands and I have been talking about more episodes. There's a lot of things lined up.
Yes, we have. If you don't mind me saying, we already have in the bag. So we just put out Batgirl of Burnside. We have One Bad Day Penguin. We have Superman 2: The Donner Cut. We have Batman Year 2. We have One Bad Day Mr. Freeze, and we have Superman Returns with special guest Red Sun Collectibles. And so those are already done.
Yeah, we're just
coming
waiting
out
for release dates. It's
right,
a lot of things happening, guys, this year. Another thing, I'm gonna do a lot more, obviously recaps, legit recaps. Not like I'm gonna do a recap for. I'm gonna try to do a recap for every show I do. It's gonna get hard around June and July when it's just like back to back shows. But
I was wondering if we should do what you had done in the past, where it's like lump together kind of all the shows that we went to within like 1 or 2 months or something. Like maybe if we moved those back to your show. And we do those after like, okay, we've just done like, let's say Fan Expo Portland and MegaCon. It's like, all right, that's plenty to talk about.
100%. Yeah, well, definitely an idea. I'm down for that. I need to do more of these episodes. A lot of the followers enjoy that.
Yeah, they're fun. I like to watch them.
But before we move forward, guys, I know it's a whole new year and all these things going on. A lot of cons coming up, a lot of news, so many things going on. The world's kind of crazy.
We're doomed. Sorry.
I always have to say one thing: focus on what makes you happy.
Yep.
For me, in my world, I'm gonna say my world because my world is a little wild, right? Yeah, if you guys follow me, you see me wake up early in the morning. I'm working out because I want to be in better shape, and I have some health things I have to take care of. But that's some some was PHI that we don't discuss. Uh,
I
but
don't know that one.
PHI, yeah, healthcare nonsense.
Okay.
I just want to, it's a whole new year, and I remember this year that passed. I met a lot of people that listened to my end of year podcast, and one of the gentlemen we met Mike, and
Yeah.
and Mike, we Mike. I would have had a chance to meet Mike at C2E2, but he was like nervous about cutting a line or whatever. But Sammy met him over in Dallas. Then I met Mike over at Torpedo Comic Con. I got him a ticket to come in. Then I had an extra ticket for San Diego, and Mike came over for 2 days. I think 2 days over San Diego. One, don't ever get nervous to come over and say hi to me. Listen, I'm 6'7". I do seem very intimidating. I'm happy-go-lucky. Come over like, hey, Dave, we watch your podcast. Or, we watch your podcast. We watch you on Sammy's podcast. We watch you on Bat Force. We follow you, whatever. I have no problem. Come over and say hi to me. I'm friendly as hell, dude. I love to meet people in my life. Mike came over and he mentioned the end of the year podcast that we did for 2023. And he said something that I said in that podcast resonated with him.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And I'm going to say the same thing again. I started going to Comic-Cons because I enjoy the Comic-Cons. Comic-Cons ended up being my happy place. I am at the best version of myself at a Comic-Con. I'm happy as shit, man. I'm surrounded by people who care about the same things that I care about. We nerd the hell out. At the Comic-Con for those 10, 12, 14 hours, whatever it is the Comic-Con's open for. I'm in the zone. And that zone pertains of me getting signatures, me doing my job, and me meeting people. I love meeting people, man. I love talking to people. I love hearing your story. I like hearing conversations. After that, I love hanging out with people too, man. Like, I love hanging out with people. Let's get a couple of drinks. Let's have a meal together. We don't have to drink. We could just chat about what we did for the day or whatever. I love that stuff, man. That means the world to me because I'm the same person. Sammy, you're the same person.
Except my feet will hurt, and I will go back to my room. I will not hang out at the bar. I will go to bed.
My feet hurt, but I'm like, let's numb these feet. No, guys, when I went to MegaCon the first time in 2021, I went with my buddy Cole. Cole, shout out, Cole, love you, homie. He's like, dude, I see you at this con. He's like, you're in your element. And I have this joke about elements. I always joke about like me not swimming and going to oceans or lakes because like that's not my element. I don't fucking belong there. I don't belong in the sea, right?
Okay.
When people go, oh man, there was a shark attack. Yeah, motherfucker, you don't belong in the sea. You don't belong there. Like that's why there's shark attacks. Like they're like, oh great, hors d'oeuvres. Let me get this ankle. I don't belong there. I belong at Comic-Cons. When I'm at a Comic-Con, I'm so freaking happy. I'm friends with vendors. And this is years in the making, guys. Between being a member of the Bat Force Radio and having interviews with artists and going to Comic-Cons and meeting these people and saving money and working part-time jobs and all these side hustles to save money and do all these things that make me fucking happy. I focus my life on working on doing things on making myself happy. When I go to Comic-Cons, I'm fucking happy. I'm not at work, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not at work. I'm happy as shit. And I've rather, and again, we're on January 12th. I've been working the last 11 days every single day because I'd rather work my ass off for those 3 to 4 days of happiness and joy, of being surrounded by people who are like-minded, getting a sketch that I wanted, building my collection, uh, you know, going to a different town and trying their food and doing all these things. I want you to have the same joy that I have. It might not be easy, man. It might not. It's not. I'm telling you flat out, it's not easy for me, man. Like, I work a full-time job. I do Uber Eats after work. I sell comic books on eBay. I get things graded. I work at this warehouse on Saturdays. I just went down. I did an hour and a half drive to buy these Pokemon cards that I'm hoping sell for more. I do all these things. You know why? Because when I go to a Comic Con, I get this joy, man, that I belong there, and it's not. I didn't put myself there. I got there and I made friends with the right people, and they made me feel like I belong. And you meet people like Sammy. You meet people.
I'm
You
sorry.
meet artists. You meet artists. You meet. I met the rest of the Bat Force, people that I never really met because in the COVID world we're all like streaming and stuff. That's how we meet. We meet
Right.
online, and then you finally fucking meet these people, man, and you make these friendships that you wish you had early in your life. But at the end of the day, you meet them now, and that's the right time, the right place. If you want to go to a Comic Con, you'll figure it out. If you really want something, you figure it out. I've been figuring it out for the last 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, man.
And
I think this year will be this summer. I think will be 10 years since I went to my very first local con,
nice.
and gradually, kind of more and more and more, and
Yeah.
um, it will have been, I think, 8 years, 7 or 8 years since I started my Bat Fanatic Instagram, well before it was a podcast,
Nice.
and kind of started to get to know you guys and dive into this community. And again, I just feel like I'm in such a better place than I've been in my whole adult life by pursuing this stuff that I've always loved, but I didn't ever really prioritize.
Yeah.
And
Brings you
so,
joy, man. And
exactly like to your point, that it's just putting the focus on the things that make you happy and making, the sacrifices to make that possible,
yeah.
Like last year when my collection grew so much is because my collection shrunk so much. At the same time, I sold 20 years worth of Batman stuff, toys, statues, you name it,
Not easy.
comics, to be able to go to these shows and get these real meaningful commissions and make these meaningful connections with people. And I was scared to do it, selling stuff that took me years to complete a collection of Batmobiles or of statues or of whatever they were. Some of them, that's a lot of searching. That's a lot of birthdays and Christmases. That's a lot of, of hunting to make this thing. And they meant a lot to me, but it felt good to be able to use those things that brought me joy at one point that I still love, to part with them and allow me to continue this pursuit
Yeah.
of art and conventions and travel and stuff that I wouldn't have been able to do had I not just been like, okay, I gotta make this jump off this ledge and hope that it's the right thing. And so whether that's picking up more shifts or, parting with some of those old collectibles or whatever those things are, I think it's worth it, to get to go and live this.
Give it a shot.
life.
Give it a shot. It's not easy, guys. And luckily, like someone like Sammy and I, we recently Sammy picked up a gig with a major vendor. And
Yes.
it kind of is going to help him a lot more to get this joy. And you could do the same thing too, man. At the end of the day, like, find a way to get to one of these cons that you
Right.
might not think you might be able to go to. And again,
Yeah,
it might be
really
Right.
excited. I got to say, last year I started getting accredited press badges to go to shows because we've been doing this podcast long enough that it's like, dude, we talk about these anyway, and they allow people to come in.
Yeah. They want you to talk about them.
And so they have press applications on their site. You know, sure, like you said, like, yeah, I mean, we're nobodies, whatever, but like, we do this. We love talking about it. Our friends love listening and talking to us about it. Let's do it. And so, you know,
why not apply for it?
I went from 1 year ago applying for my first press badge and getting it to last week. I got my credentials for Fan Expo Portland, and I had to say, you know what, I'm sorry, but I'll be attending as a vendor this year.
Yeah.
And so, like, how crazy is that? That within 1 year, it's like I'm getting offered again, and I'm going, oh, I'm sorry, I have to turn it down this time. Like, because now I'm going to actually be working the event and getting paid to attend. And so that's just so exciting to me to see where this all, I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know if
no
it's
one
going to
knows.
be short-term, long-term, whatever it is. But I'm excited that I'm going to actually get to work side by side with some of these writers and artists and be able to hopefully travel to more of these that would have been cost prohibitive for me to do if I wasn't working.
100%.
So I won't probably get to meet half the people we just listed off, even though we'll be in the same room.
Yeah.
But
you will. You will.
You
I'm
know.
sure you will. But at the end of the day, like, guys, take a chance.
Yeah.
If there's a con you certainly want to do, put your eggs all in one basket for one time, and then once you have that feeling, the feeling that we've had.
Now we're back to gambling.
Yeah. Just gamble. All right, gamble to this. Go to a con, man. Figure it out, man. Like, there's one con, like, you know. And then again, if you're listening to me or Sammy, like, reach out to us and see if there's any way that we could direct you the right way of getting to a con. But then most of us, you know, you have to get a ticket, whatever. But you figure something out. And Mike, I want to thank you for having this conversation with me, dude. I'm happy.
Shout out to Good Guano on IG.
Yeah, I'm so happy that you've been able to go to more cons and get your family involved as well. And it's a beautiful thing. But before we leave.
So to recap, we
Sammy.
have Todd McFarlane, we have Fuck You Mom, we have Shout Out to Mike. What else did I miss? I'm kidding.
Besides all that, no.
Let's be real. It's 3 hours in. Nobody's listening this far. We can say whatever we want.
You'd be so surprised, dude. You'd be so surprised.
Okay,
hey,
Rogan. Last thing I'll say.
I'm giving you a run for your money, homie. I could do 3 hours too, and people still listen.
And we didn't even lie to anyone.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to sell any fucking smelling salts.
No supplements. Yeah. Okay. Last thing I'll say is this. I always do a new video tour of the collection at the beginning of the year because there's always so much change. Last year, the biggest change. So I've just been waiting on a couple pieces to arrive, and they have arrived. And I'm gonna fix up this little section here on the wall, and I'm gonna film a new video tour. So keep an eye out for that on the Bat Fanatic IG. That'll link you to the YouTube and all that. But yeah, I love doing those because, you know, you get to talk about every place you went and all the different you know, artists and stuff. So look forward to that.
Oh yeah, dude. Sam, again, thanks for jumping on, and I can't wait to hang out with you at MegaCon. MegaCon's going to be fucking insane. You know, we just went through all the guest lists and everything we have to go through. I'm excited to go over the recap after MegaCon. I might have an episode or two in between. Sorry guys, I might go a little hardcore this year.
That's good. We missed you.
Yeah, I'm back, motherfuckers. Let's go.
And cut.
Bye. No, besides that, guys, again, I'm a huge community guy. Find your community, find the people that fit in with you and what you want to get done. You know, it doesn't have to be just this group. Find your group, man. Find your happy place. You know, someone like Mike found this podcast and the Bat Fanatic podcast, and he's friends with us now, and he's part of my community. Mike, shout out to you, buddy. You're a great dude, man. Thank you so much for meeting up with me at Torpedo Comic Con in San Diego, and saw you in New York, man. You were a grinder, homie. Dude, I love seeing that.
Next week, I'm going to be recording in LA or in Orange County. get to see Bat Force Tom again in person. You know, like these random connections that we make through this stuff
Through
can also
social media.
extend to music and extend to other parts of our lives too.
So many things. So like all the negativity people say about social media, like shut the fuck up.
It's all true. I hate it.
Yeah, just
But I love you.
Just find your community, find your peeps, find what makes you happy. Don't stick around with people who make you feel uncomfortable unless it's uncomfortable in a way where you have to fucking break through some things. The world's crazy right now. A lot of things are going on. I don't know. We don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. Whatever. But focus on what makes you happy. When you focus on the positivity of what makes you happy and the things that you could control, the world's a better place. And I'm looking forward to 2025. Again, Sammy, thank you for jumping on. Make sure you check out our podcast, Bat Fanatic Podcast. You're going to find some stuff going on with the Bat Force Radio real soon. And sorry, motherfuckers, you might get tired of me this year, but we might go live soon. So when we start going live,
oh my God,
yeah, it might go nuts. But all things being said, remember one thing: Dave doesn't miss. Dave doesn't have post-con blues. Dave has post-scooter blues. I'll see you on a scooter real soon. Peace.
bye.